No. Come on, where is it?
Dave, it's your Idaho Central app here. Any chance you're missing a debit card? Let's get that taken care of for you. With ICCU's card control, you can turn any card off with the tap of your finger.
You got it.
And back on again. Ow. The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket.
It's the fall kickoff sale at Lithia Ford of Boise. We're going all the way so you can score more for your trade-in and trade up to a new Ford truck or SUV today. Visit Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
Welcome to the Lithia Ford of Boise Pregame Show from Bronco Nation News, as we get you set for the latest news, insight, and analysis as game time approaches. The BNN Pregame Show is presented by Lithia Ford of Boise. Check out lithiafordboise.com to view the full inventory of vehicles, or check them out at 8853 West Fairview in Boise. All Bronco Nation news broadcasts come from the Western Collective Studios. Head down to Western Collective's locations in Garden City or downtown Boise to try some of their delicious beers, including the Horseshoe Golden Ale, the first beer to support an NIL collective. Now, let's head out and join BJ Rains for the Lithia Ford of Boise Pregame Show from Bronco Nation News.
The day has finally arrived. The playoff quarterfinal, the Boise Fiesta Bowl. Boise State crashing the party once again. It is a beautiful day in Glendale, Arizona. We're in Salt Tacos y Tequila. Outside, inside, they're getting excited for this one. Boise State making history as well. College football playoff for the fans. Having some fun, making some noise. And there are, unfortunately, we did finally find some Penn State fans as well. They have made the trip here to Glendale. Ends up being
Boise State fans, Bronco Nation News is here live in less than 10 seconds across the world and back in Boise. And on Facebook, we got BJ Rains and Mike Sanford in the building.
I have the goosebumps. Actively, I am dealing with the goosebumps. Boise State Bronco Nation has completely taken over Glendale, Arizona. And is it a surprise to you whatsoever, BJ?
No, it's not a surprise to me at all. Saying the sound is not great. Are you hearing us okay? You're not hearing us, we're saying. Oh, are you guys hearing us okay? They said they can only hear Sanford. Can you hear me right now? How are we doing here? They said they couldn't hear me. The sound sucks, they said. We got to
We're better. We're better.
The crowd was making noise, I guess. We'll talk about it.
I think my mic was working well enough for them to hear my voice crack.
We're saying my mic's back.
Okay, well, we're here live from Salt Tacos y Tequila, another fantastic event. Last night was a gridiron event. The collective for Boise State, Alex Guerrero here has done an unbelievable job. And today is a day that I believe history is going to be made, not just for Boise State athletics, for the state of Idaho, but also for college football. The first time a college football playoff game is going to be won by a group of 5 team.
Wow. Is this any better? Can you hear me any better now on this mic? How does this sound? Check on the mic production here. We tested this 3 times. We did everything fine, and they're saying it's the noise cancellation that's maybe making it bad. But let me know if you can hear me. Is it any better? Does this sound better? They're saying it sounds better. Okay, when the guest comes, we'll have to see. All right. I don't know what happened with that microphone. I apologize, but we did test it 3 times. It wouldn't be a BNN production, Mike Sanford, with something going wrong. But we're here, Salt. What is it? Taco y Tequila. Hundreds of Boise State fans here. We're going to have guests, former players, all kinds of guys. And we got here on Saturday night. We've had a great couple of days. Last night, the pep rally, 10,000 plus people here in attendance at the pep rally. And it was a fun night. You got to see a lot of your former players at the collective event as well. And it's really cool for me as someone that did not play to see all the former players, all the interactions. You've seen some of your former players you played with, players you coached in 2014. Just a pretty surreal thing, and it's got to be pretty cool for these fans, but also the former players.
Yeah, for me as a former player, and then also last night having a chance to see a bunch of the 2014 players that I had a chance to coach exactly 10 years ago to the day that the last time Boise State was here in Glendale, Arizona, taking over the Valley of the Sun. That was one of the best moments of my football life because it felt like a wedding. I mean, you remember your wedding goes way too fast. You see everybody. You don't have enough time to spend with everybody, and it just lots of hugs were shared. I think Jared Zabransky will be joining us here momentarily. I think he hugged me somewhere between 70 and 100 times throughout the course of the evening. It was great, and you just feel the love for Bronco Nation down here. This is more than hundreds. This is thousands already that's taken over this plaza just across from the stadium.
And what's this like for you? I mean, 10 years ago, you were almost on the bus getting ready to come to the stadium right now. I don't know if you got a sense of what was going on around the stadium, but just to be on this side of it now, what's this like?
You truly have no idea. When you're getting on the bus, everything's in such a controlled environment. You get it, it's quiet. Everybody's got their AirPods in. At the time, it was old school, like Walkman. I'm just kidding, but you just get to a place where you're just focused on the game. And the first time that you feel the magnitude of what I'm feeling right now for the first time is when you do get to that stadium and you run out for the opening kickoff. And as a coach, you feel it in pregame warmups, and you know the magnitude of what this means for not just Boise State fan base, but for a lot of people across America that are rooting for the underdog story to come to fruition.
We are, again, excited to have a lot of former players on. DJ Schramm's going to be our first guest. He's coming over right now. Hopefully his mic sounds okay. DJ Schramm, Boise State linebacker, sitting down with us. You got to keep the mic pretty close to your mouth here, man. But how you doing? Right? What's it like being on this side of it, man, now being here tailgating and stuff?
All right, so TJ, last year didn't end with this, but you and that
share
team,
your mic with him. It's not working.
I'll get my hand too. But you and your senior class, very, very responsible for the change that really happened. That you find yourself being able to root on this team. What went into your senior class holding things together in a time of adversity?
Yeah, I mean, we just, at the end of the day, we always knew we just wanted to play for each other. And we said it all year long, even through all the ups and downs last year. We knew that our team last year was going to be able to accomplish something special. And, I mean, with less than 1% chance of making it to the championship game, we went and we dominated it. And that was something really cool to be able to accomplish, but to see that, be able to springboard, to have Coach D be hired as a guy and see all the things that he's accomplished in this team that has accomplished this year, it's been so fun to watch and be able to share that with them and have a part in that,
Yeah, thinking about this matchup today against Penn State, you got a bunch of your old teammates, and you're probably like still feeling it. Your mind is still getting prepared in a way because you're going to be living vicariously through your brothers. Give me a name or two of one of your brothers that you think's going to have a big impact in the outcome of this game.
So I always got to shout out the LB. So I think both Marco and Drew are going to have big games. I also want to shout out Zion Washington. That's a dude that's had an amazing year. I think he's going to continue to make really big plays for this team today. And on the offensive side, I think Latrell Caples are going to have a couple touchdowns today.
I like it.
Man, I was asking him, like, when you're, in the meeting room or having your meal and getting ready to get on the bus and come over here, like, do you get any sense of what's going on? Like, I mean, this side of it now, and realizing what the players are going through right now, and what the fans are doing at the exact same time, it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure all those guys, they've seen all the love that they're getting from all Bronco Nation that's traveled down here for this game. I'm sure they got a feel for that a little bit out in Scottsdale, but they'll just ramp up more and more as they get closer to the stadium and they pull in and they see this sea of blue and orange ready to cheer them on today.
It really is significant. I mean, what would you say, just looking around, thousands of Boise State fans? We're 5 hours and 20 minutes away from kickoff. What is it like to be a part of a program with so much history, but also the history here at this venue at the Fiesta Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, you can hear behind us, we got the Boise State chant going already, so it's super cool. Bronco Nation always shows out. I mean, the only way to describe Boise State and Bronco Nation and the community around it is just special, man. There's something about it. You have to be around it to experience it and feel it and to know what it means. And these fans, they always show up great for us. And I'd say it's looking like home field advantage for the Broncos. So.
They had the Count Us Out shirts on when they got off the plane and stuff like this. What's your sense? Obviously, they're the underdog, but it seems like that's how you guys like it.
Yeah, I mean, Boise State, they've thrived on that. They've lived on that. I mean, all the way back 20 plus years ago when we first became a Division I program. So count us out. I mean, I love that they're adopting that mentality, and I'm excited to improve that today.
All right. DJ Schramm, our first guest, the guy that's most closely linked probably of all of our guests to this iteration of the team. I'm gonna start a segment with every single player that we talk to, former player. It's going to be Coach Sanford's keys to the game, and I want to hear DJ Schramm's keys to the game. What do you think is going to be key for Boise State to get this job done today and advance to the semifinals of the CFP playoffs?
All right, I'll give you one in each phase. So offense, Ashton, over 200 yards for him, I think wins us the game. Defense, we got to eliminate the explosive plays. Four or less explosive plays, I think gets it done for us. And obviously no big plays on special teams for them. And we have to change the game on special teams. Steal possession, block the kick, something like that, make a big play. I think those things will get done for us.
Have you asked him about Spencer Danielson yet? I can't even hear you. I mean, are you surprised that Spencer has gotten the team into this position so fast?
Not even a little bit. I mean, we all knew it last year when he became the guy as an interim. I just want to play for him, and that team is so bought in right now. And the way they play for each other and they play for him, they're so hard to beat.
Hey, man, we appreciate you stopping by. You got a final score prediction for us here?
Ooh, yeah, I'll go 35-17 Broncos.
35-17. Thanks a lot for stopping by. DJ Schramm, former Boise State linebacker. We appreciate him for coming by. We're having fun out here. We're going to go from one former Bronco to another. We settled it last night, once and for all.
No, we did not. It was fun.
Let's welcome in.
I'm just glad both guys had fun.
My first shot was going in.
Oh,
And then someone comes out of nowhere.
have a seat here. Have a seat. I'll try to load in the video of this while you guys are talking. But Jeron Zabransky, Fiesta Bowl winning quarterback. You guys were former teammates together. But Z, appreciate you coming by, man. How you doing?
I'm doing really well. This is pretty special, DJ. We've been this is so deep with Bronco Nation. Like, this is a hostile takeover. That's what I like it.
It does. It does. And, it's almost 18 years ago now that you played in this game. What's different about your experience this time? from the first time that you were getting ready, and just the environment? Like you feel like it's gotten like the Boise State takeover is even bigger now?
I do. I think there's so much excitement around the first one. The first time we get to a BCS bowl game, everybody's just kind of wide-eyed, right? Just, hey, let's go have an experience. That's kind of what you felt. For me, preparing, it was like every other week of training. And when I played really well, it was because I didn't make things too big. And I learned a lot in 05 from those stumbles to go back to, hey, the kids principle. Keep it simple, stupid. Like, how do I call a play?
Yep.
What's my cadence? What are my reads? Not, shit, I just threw an interception. Right. Now I need to go throw a touchdown. Yeah. And that for me was like, it was a day-to-day thing. You remember it? I mean, when you're in it and you're doing what you need to do, right, it's day to day, and you can't get beyond that. And I think, the feel that I had when I went to practice yesterday, it's just, walk through, high tempo walk through, you could feel the boys' energy. Yeah. And it was electric, even on a walkthrough. And you watch Maddox, and he's like, they're doing quick snaps, him getting the ball out of his hand, and it's as accurate as I've seen him. And mind you, it's on air. Yeah. But he hits spot, falls out of his hand. And I had my son there, who's a quarterback, and I'm like, son, and he's back talking to a couple people, and Rowan was like right on the sideline just watching the cubes. And I was like, son, you see how quickly he's getting anchored? He's getting his hips and his shoulder on his target. And he was just eating it up. And it was awesome to see, because you felt how detail-oriented they were in the final day of preparation. So that feels BJ the same.
I've been wanting to ask you this. You followed this program obviously very closely, like I have, since you played there. You're the 2005 season that you had before the Fiesta Bowl winning year. Some really good and then some tough, right?
Yeah.
There's been a little bit of the same kind of narrative surrounding Maddox Matson, even though the season's been amazing. What was it for you that you were able to do in learning from 2005 to just put the blinders on and make it all about what lied ahead, and that's just your preparation, your performance, not what everybody else said?
Yeah. And that's the big thing at the very end of that. After the 2004 campaign, I think ESPN and Magazine did a Hot 100 college football players and had to be ranked 7th. And going after that year was fantastic for our program, and everything was like this. Trajectory was just on a linear path, and that's not how real growth happens. Growth is like this, right? But I never experienced follies in my athletic career, and then to have Georgia happen to have 05 happen, I had to have a huge reset mentally. I wasn't mentally strong enough to go through that. Yeah. And being in that adversity was extremely important for me, because we ran into some really adverse times in 06 where we had to rally together, and it was about not buying into what other people were saying. Don't buy into the hype. I'm in. If I have a great year, if I go out and kill Georgia and we do what we did last year, I'm going to be a top 10 pick, and I'm going to get my parents out of the situation that they're. So I started thinking about all this big picture stuff rather than what's my drop? Where's my backside safety? And then going through that, and then I met with a guy, and I think I've shared this with you, Mike. I met with a guy, Rod Boslov, who changed my life. And it was the mental side of what to truly focus on. And it doesn't matter what other people say. The things that you're in control of are always your attitude and your effort. No one can take that away from you. So when I got back to that, I became kind of old C, playing with a chip and fire, but I had an ability to get in a tough situation, throw an interception in the Fiesta Bowl, go damn it, and then go, okay, Pete, what's the next play? And if I didn't have that, I would have walked to the sideline, I'd have looked around the stadium and seen 82,000 fans, and my mom's in the bathroom crying, missing the last drive because her son threw an interception for the 3rd bowl game in a row to end the game. So Maddox has had a couple things, and it's people outside the program, right? He's played phenomenal. His QBR is super high, playing with a ton of efficiency. So he doesn't have to do anything crazy. That's what I wish I'd have gotten to talk to him and just share, hey, you don't have to do anything other than be Maddox Maddox. Yeah, we hit on 1 or 2 play action passes early. It's going to change the whole game.
It will feel different. It'll change the structure of how Penn State's going to. Are they going to commit an extra safety every play, or are they going to play some mix of 2 shell, single high? It'll change a lot.
The linebackers will go from being on their toes to filling a run gap.
They'll have to slow down.
Yeah.
They'll have to check their feet at the line of scrimmage.
If you do that with Chanty, you're in freaking trouble.
No doubt, because he creates space. And space he wins.
Yeah.
So, but another one I've been meaning to ask you: 2006 Fiesta Bowl. It was in 2007.
Yeah, it was New Year's Day.
It was January.
Sorry, it was New Year's Day of
2007.
Yeah.
So 2006 season. The interception that was thrown at the end of the game. I know the concept. It was forward. Was it streak?
So it was double streak.
Okay.
And
who got the minus on the grade sheet? The receiver.
Me.
So what?
So I saw safety. Sorry. Thanks, BJ. I saw safeties wider than the hashes, and I seen soft corners. So, and seeing that all, I checked backside safety. He stayed off the hash. He didn't filter towards the middle. So I'm like, I got quarters. And a soft corner who was soft to start and backed up. I'm thinking I got quarters. It was 2. And Dryson's seen the correct, but he kind of gave one of these at about 12 yards.
You're like,
and I thought
he's running the dime.
And he just sat. And as soon as I let it go, oh no.
So I don't know if you were watching.
I almost caught him at the end zone, and if I'd have caught him, that would not have been good.
No, I know. Yeah, time would have not been on your side. I don't know if you were watching the national championship game last year. Very similar situation. Washington's on offense. Washington's on offense, and there's a corner out that was called that Michael Penix Jr. saw, like the safety over the top, but the safety kind of gave a weird look. The receiver read it as like green grass. I'm going to throw my hand up. Penix throws the corner out. The receiver's going vertical.
Corners off.
Literally the exact same thing happened, where it's like it's a conversion route that, like, honestly, both guys kind of have a good argument.
Yeah.
You know, based off the tell. So
yeah, those are tough. You remember though? I mean, it's a great concept. I really like 3x1 streak.
Yeah, cleaner.
It's cleaner because the backside safety tells you immediately.
Yeah, he's either hauling ass over the top of the boundary receiver, or he's flat-footed waiting for 3.
We would throw it to the boundary almost every time. We saw that. I very rarely threw field side streak.
Never did. I took that out of the read progression.
I threw field side streak.
Good old-fashioned alert on there, so that's good, man. So when you look at just your journey since that Fiesta Bowl, give Bronco Nation a bit of an update and your family, where you're living, what you're doing. I know D1's doing really well, but just love to hear from you in terms of how things are going, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I've had and I tell a lot of people this desert and that game changed the trajectory of my life, and I'm so grateful for it. But I've got 2 wonderful kids, Savannah, Roh, Zabransky, and Roh and Jacob, and they're just like, I was teased about it yesterday, and it's fitting. They're like, Z, I don't know what you did to have God give you these 2 wonderful, good-hearted, great kids, because you were such a hellion. and I thank my lucky stars. My good graces, the grace of God. I mean, they're wonderful children. I hope you get to meet them. And I've been in Houston. You know, kind of been home base since 2007 when I was with the Texans, and I've been able to travel the world through my occupation, working in the energy sector. Went to places that I would have never picked out, riding in a hard-pan road in the middle of the Ural Mountains in West Siberia to go do a rig audit. I never thought I'd be eating oxtail soup out in the middle of West Siberia, but I've gotten to experience stuff like that. There's some cool places too. So that's been a blessing. And, you know, we just moved into, I got engaged.
Congrats.
Thank you. She's the only national champion in the family.
Softballer.
She's a softballer, won a national championship at Michigan.
University of Michigan, right?
Yeah, 05. So she's just been phenomenal. My kids love her. She's got 2 really neat boys. So blended household. We're in between Wood Forest, Texas, which is in Montgomery. Just moved into a little golf community. I'm bought a golf cart. I'm trying to get to retirement as fastly as possible so I can play.
How's your swing right now?
Oh, bro, I've been hitting it good.
I mean, I knew back in 2003 and 4 you could blister the golf ball.
So we played in a golf tournament that Alex kind of put together. It was for the Thoroughbred Racing League. And I hit the first one 346 yards, the first long drive hole. And we get up there, and there's a marker 50 yards ahead of me. And I'm like, what the heck? And it keeps happening. There's 5 long drive holes. 4 times. I probably averaged 320 off the tee. I hit it as good as I've hit it for years. And I go, and it's one girl, and she played on the LPGA, and she's hitting from the Reds. So she hits it like 265, 270 from the Reds. It was fantastic. So it's been kind of blessed life, man. And one of the highlights always for me is when I get to hang around. And I haven't seen you forever. I love you. I get to hang around our boys and get to catch up, and it feels like no time has passed. And seeing everybody and how successful and full of love everybody is, it's just we got something special here. And that's what makes us different.
She does, man. I can't even hear you, so I'm sorry. I don't even know if we asked you about this, but I got a couple of quick ones for you. You said in your post game in 06, the Fiesta, you said in the post game, I think it was Ohio State, give us a shot at them. We deserve a shot. You told Chris Myers right there on the field, and you didn't get that shot. To have this team have a shot, to be in this tournament now, to see what's become, and to have the Boise States of the world now be in this tournament, what's that like for you as a guy that didn't get that shot and thought you should have?
It's awesome. It's awesome. I mean, this is where college football should have been a long time ago. It just took us a while to get here to realize, you know, how great a tournament is. You know, we've seen it. The best tournament in the world is March Madness.
I know.
You know, and now this is about to be the best tournament in the world.
No question.
And finally, the little guys get a true seat at the table. And I saw there was a hype video put out. I don't know if you saw it. Ian Johnson's the narrator. He said, we don't deserve this. We earned this. And it's been decades of it. And then finally we get a chance. We control our own destiny. And I was pretty hyped after that game. So I'm yelling, right? A lot of my buddies make fun of me. Remember this video? I was like, dude, I was so amped. Adrenaline was at a 20 out of 10. Like, yes, give us. We play anybody. Anybody that was on our schedule ever, BJ, we wanted to play them. Let's go to Georgia. Let's give us Ohio State, man. Like, we're 13-0. Beat everybody.
Give us a little insight on Mike here. I know you guys are obviously teammates. He was in the coaching world for a long time. Now he's got over into the media side with us here. And fans are getting to know him. They're loving him. But we got a couple minutes left here. Give us some good stories or some good insight of you guys playing days as teammates here.
Yeah. So Mike, as it's pretty well known, we had a quarterback battle, and he couldn't have handled himself better. Just one of the best teammates I've ever had. You know, one of my best friends in the QB room. We had a pretty cool room.
Yeah, we did.
And you kept it pretty copacetic because your roommate was very fiery, and I got emotional.
And you, the way it all started was you in LA. You could do non-A, and you were in the scene. So yeah, just to think about
LA came in as like one of the best athletes that Boise State had ever seen.
No question. And he was a quarterback, and you were a quarterback. Same time.
I know.
It was pretty tense for a while there.
It was, but BJ, telling you about Mike and the rest of Bronco Nation, Mike gave me my first Christian Bible. back in 2003. Him and Emery did. And I still read it. I don't read it every day like a good Christian should, but I read it quite a bit. And he signed it and wrote a bunch of stuff. It meant the world. Still does.
No, we're good. We're good. Yeah, I'm proud of you, man. Give me a breakdown of what you think is going to happen in this game today, and maybe a score prediction. I want to actually. Let's go from this perspective. Keys to victory. So we'll call it Coach Sanford's keys, but these are Z's keys.
So establishing physical dominance. I think everybody is doubting how physical we can be against Penn State's defensive front. I think we're going to surprise a lot of people. I think we're going to control the line of scrimmage a lot better than a lot of people think.
I agree.
I think we've got to hit early on two. They don't need to be touchdown play action passes, two chunk plays. And if we do that early, then the defense will soften and linebackers will have to have a two-way play.
Yep.
And if we can do that, we're going to win 34-24. I think Ashton goes for 159 and 2 touchdowns, and I think Maddox hits for 2 touchdowns as well, and I think we have some field goals in there. I don't know if our kicker breaks the NCAA record for points, but I think he helps us out, and I think we win 34-24.
I love that, and think about it this way. You are playing a Big Ten team. Field goals do matter.
Yes.
So I actually do think that there's a chance that Jonah Dalmas ends up getting into that Bronco Nation news sign down. It's great. BJ, it's a damn celebration, baby.
It's $100 sign.
I woke up, man. I got a text.
I can see, dude. You got the veins popping there.
I'm losing the muscle, but I got the veins still going.
You're not losing the muscle, dude. I mean, you got 2 kids. I got 3, right?
Yeah.
So I think I got the dad bod a little bit stronger than you. Even though last night, man, we had the nice little trash can. It was kind of like Red Zone Thursdays. You know,
yeah.
those Fridays.
Red fade, red smash.
So T-cans. We had a little T-can competition.
Yeah, those were great.
It was so fun. Who was the dude that just swatted your first attempt?
Random.
Okay, so to recap it, so it is. I'm building this up as a. Hey, we're gonna redo the 2004 quarterback competition between Jared Zabransky and myself, and so his first shot up, and then this I think former player from the 80s.
No, never played.
He didn't play.
He's just friends with some old players.
Just a guy.
Just a
jag. And
he just wanted to be cool.
He comes and swats the hell out of the shot.
Had good arc, and I think it was going.
It was like the nice. And I was like, I even said, I'm like, that was going down. But I'll take the help, man. I'll take the help.
And then I rimmed the next one, and you sunk it.
Oh, man, right on brand. But see, I love having you on, man. I love hearing just updates. I know Bronco Nation loves you, appreciates you. And as a friend, as a guy, to be with you physically for the first time in a long time. Dude, it does my heart good. I know it does Emery, my family's heart good.
Yeah, give a hugs for me.
Yeah, and I'll from time to time, I'll show my sons the cover of a EA Sports 2007 NCAA football, baby.
Yeah.
Man,
that was a whirlwind 6 months.
Man. It was awesome, man. But hey, love seeing you. Thanks for everything you did for the program. Thanks for what you've done for me as a friend, and I love having you on, man.
I love you too, bro.
Love you, bro.
There he is, Jared Zabransky. Appreciate you, man. Have fun.
Thanks, BJ.
Well, there's only 3 guys that have started at Fiesta Bowl. There will be a 4th guy in the club tonight. Hopefully, he can win that game, and it'll be pretty cool, man. So we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jared. Jared Zabransky. Mike, what's on the fly here? By the way, that was about a $200 sign that just broke right there.
Is it done?
The lady it's done, yeah. And I actually that was a nice sign that a lady for some reason tried to cut across and it broke. Why don't you flip that over on the fly here? Let's see if we can fix this. Let's plug in mic 5. I apologize, everybody. We tested this stuff, and then the crowd showed up, and the music got loud, and we don't have the best crowd-funding microphones. Get a quick photo? Yeah, you're going to get a quick photo here. There you go. They want to get a quick photo here. And there we go. Getting a quick photo here. There you go. We are getting a quick photo here, but we are live at Taco y Tequila, Salt Taco y Tequila. And let's try this mic here. Switch that one over.
Yeah, got me there, BJ.
How's that sound? I don't have the headset on, so let me hear it.
I really do believe the key is the headset, because otherwise you can't hear it.
Try it again there. Nope, I don't. Keep talking here. That might be better, Mike. Let's see what we got here on that. Can folks hear Mike Sanford? Let's talk, Mike.
It's Mike Sanford.
Oh, look at this. People are donating money to fix the sign. That's super.
My gosh.
That's, Bronco Nation's coming through. Wow, we really appreciate you guys. Wow, that's really nice of you. You don't have to do that. We're okay. We got subscribers. We got folks that can help us do this. We appreciate you guys. There's nothing more frustrating, Mike Sanford, than my equipment not working. So I'm I was already kind of on edge and fired up that one of the mics wasn't perfectly sounding, and then the lady breaks the sign, and I'm having quite the day so far.
What? Hey,
so
I'm going to go coach mode on you right now.
Yes.
And you know what I'm saying? Hey,
block it out. Next play. Next play.
It's not how you start, brother. It's how you finish. We've had a little bit of a tough start. My vocal cords had a tough start, and I don't know if they're going to have a great finish, to be really honest. But, hey, man, this is a great time to be down here. Bronco Nation News is the Bronco Nation News subscribers, the Bronco Nation News listeners. They're absolutely so appreciative of all you do, BJ.
Oh, that's nice of you.
I mean that. I'm around it all the time. I see how hard you work. You and I are at Mountain West Media Days, and you're grinding, setting up 17,000 different technological.
Oh, shut up. That's good. I appreciate you saying
I'm serious, man. I mean, so I know that people understand that we are in a very, very electric bar environment.
We are, and Zach says BJ's face of disappointment is making this show epic. That's yeah. I'm doing great. Enjoy the moment. Appreciate you guys. But the part that was disappointing is we did test it and it sounded fine. Then 10 seconds into the show, nobody could hear us. But we at least know that these two headsets I think are working okay. If folks can hear you okay, so when the guest comes on,
it helps.
You guys can have the headsets. And then I couldn't hear. Once Z switched to the headset,
I would stay on
I
the
had
headset.
no idea. Well, we only have two, so maybe they don't need one.
We'll have a mic for
but
them.
I think these sound better though, so it's better quality. So they need a headset.
The big thing is that I couldn't hear anything Z was saying.
Well, I'll let you two have the headsets. Most people want to hear you two do the interview anyway. Jeron Johnson, he was on the 2010 Team Fiesta Bowl team, will be joining us here momentarily. Let's get for a minute or two, kind of get into this actual game here, Mike. Everyone's talking about, can Ashton Jeanty run the football against this Penn State defense? Can the O-line do enough to, the D-line pressure and Abdul Carter, one of the best players, can Cage Casey hold his own against him? On the other side, obviously, can Boise State's defense do enough against the tight end and against a quarterback you like as well? I mean, what are just some areas, some matchups that Mike Sanford is looking at in this game?
Well, I think the first thing is it's going to be challenging to run the football early for the Boise State Broncos against the Penn State defense. We had a chance to visit yesterday or 2 days ago with Tom Allen, the defensive coordinator for Penn State, and he understands the challenges of stopping Ashton Jeanty. I just look at this game as you got to be patient. It's got to be body blow, and then you look for that knockout late in the fourth quarter, and that's what I think is going to have to happen. You're grabbing my water there. I'm getting a little parched.
I got to thank some sponsors at some point too here, so maybe we could do that while we're waiting for Jeron Johnson. But again, they say the headsets are much better. So when the guest comes, we'll give the other headset to the guest, and you can. Hey, you asked a question at the Big Boy press conference, man. You can handle all the interviews yourself from here on out, man. You talk about being impressed with what I'm doing. I'm impressed with what you're doing. We need to get Alex Guerrero on for a second here. Come on, Alex, get over here for a second. We'll get a couple seconds with Alex Guerrero. Which mic is that again? 3, 4? Which mic we got here? We're on the fly here trying to. Was 3 Sanford? Give us 2 minutes, Alex. Have a seat here. Come on. Yes, let's go. Let's see.
Yeah, it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Right there's the mic for you.
I love it.
Get the camera going this way a little bit so we're not cutting off Alex here. There we go.
Look at this right here. What a one. Swag bag. What a one. I'd love to know what's in here, but I won't.
Yes, no. Just a lot of chargers for everyone. Just making sure everyone's charged.
So, Alex, this is right in your wheelhouse. Former defensive lineman, your last year was the Fiesta Bowl, or was it?
No, it was the year before.
Okay,
in redshirt.
So you and I barely missed it, right?
We barely missed it.
You played as a true freshman. You're 1 year behind me, so you got to Boise State at 2001.
Yeah, 2.
Oh, you're 2 years behind.
Yeah.
You're old, Sonny.
Man, I look better than you, but
Yeah,
hey,
he
anyway,
does.
so
He does.
that's all good, bro. I don't have any grades, but
Yeah, no, big deal.
but just you live here in the Valley of the Sun.
Yeah.
And you are the ultimate connector of people.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm decent at it. There's nobody like you. This man, Alex Guerrero, has unified Bronco Nation, former players. How fun has this been to lean into something that you do for a living, which is bringing people together, branding, marketing, professional athletes.
No, I mean,
and putting on awesome events. Dude, you have knocked this out of the park, bro.
I mean, I'll tell you what, it's what do they call it? The perfect storm, right? I believe in destiny. I believe in manifestation. Like the Boise State program wasn't a transaction to me. So now that I get to see it come to fruition every year where we have great guys, we have great people that are coming to this program and want to keep the legacy going that guys like you and I started. I mean, it doesn't get any better, man.
Yeah, no question.
You put this thing together, though. We need to give him his props, too, for this event. For
How we doing?
Last night, man.
How we doing back here?
Last night, man. Dude, we had they couldn't hear it because the mic wasn't like 100% working, but PJ said we're going live on Bronco Nation News in 10 seconds, and everybody was making the noise. The place was going crazy. And,
these guys are getting some major FaceTime right here, guys. And these are face for radio guys, so that's not actually a great thing. But either way.
I don't even know if you have a face good enough for radio, to be honest. I'm just playing around, you know.
I'm a burst through the radio, man. But yeah, this is going to be great. I think we got some guys coming up. Leighton's going to be here in a bit. Jeron Johnson.
We're looking for Jeron. When you leave, you got to send him back down here.
It was epic to have every generation of Boise State football, for the most part, represented last night at the social.
Last night was so fun. It felt like a wedding. Like when you're on wedding day, it's like
that makes you feel so good.
Too many people from too many stages of your life, walks of life. Dude, I had the chills, man. When I just seen all of my former teammates and then guys I coached too.
Yeah.
Like the 2014 Fiesta Bowl squad, they showed up big. Dude. Jay Ajayi was hanging out.
That helped that changed your life too, right?
No, 100%.
I mean, the opportunity there.
I told him that last night. I was like, he was telling me he wants to come visit me in Colorado.
Yeah.
And the way he said it is, I want to hang out in the ski lodge. I go, no, man, I'm going to take you up snowboarding.
Oh, yeah.
And then he goes, nah, my knees. And I go, that's my fault.
Touche.
I am so sorry.
He got that nice settlement. He can't mess with that.
Yeah,
we got that nice settlement.
Yeah, but I absolutely love JJ. Seeing Reese Audi.
Yeah, full circle moment, man. A time to reflect, to see every butterfly effect situation. It's like everything that happened leading up into today. If you sit back and really take a look at some of that, it's amazing the things that we've done, from the growth in the school to what Jeremiah's doing with the program. You just love how every aspect you could touch and feel what happened when we were there, right? The decisions to come here, to be able to bring guys from Southern California to Boise, Idaho, and build a nucleus of guys. It's so cool to see it come to life and come to fruition.
So now you've been living in the Arizona area 12
years, man.
12 years. So there's been a great history of Boise State Broncos coming from Arizona and going up to Boise to play. You guys have a pretty good little crew that you guys, kind of
good crew. Robbie Jones will keep me up to date on guys up in Thunderbird area. But yeah, Arizona, I mean, it's becoming a hotbed. We just got a kid. We got an offensive lineman from Chandler. And honestly, if you look at some of the quarterbacks that have been coming out of Arizona, Brock Purdy being one of those, there's a lot of talent here. I think we'll continue recruiting well here.
No doubt.
We finally saw some Penn State fans, by the way. It does seem like this is pretty one-sided. What are you? Is this going to be a home game for Boise State here?
It's a home game. And God, I hope we take advantage of it. Because on the opposite side, if it's a completely quiet stadium, that's a recipe for freaking.
We're not on. This is not NBC, so we're good.
We're good.
It's not even CNN.
It's not even CNN.
But Pat McAfee and Nick Saban get cussed now on ESPN. We definitely can do this on Bronco Nation News.
We're in a good spot. But yeah, I hope we use that to our advantage, because I think a quiet stadium is one you don't want to be part of.
You want to get off to a fast start too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think Maddox is coming into this confident, man.
I did too. I saw it in his presser,
dude.
I did.
I got to golf, or I got to hang with his family and his dad. You start seeing where his grit comes from, and where he was out. They went 15 under as a team. It was all the Matson boys.
Oh, no
I'm
way.
like, oh, you guys are some ballers. They're just that family that they're good at every little thing.
Yeah.
Probably good at badminton or something crazy like that, dude. It's crazy.
I mean, world leaders in pickleball, no question.
question. That crew, he's got like 6 kids, bro.
Yeah. Now, the big question, Maddox Madsen coming from the state of Utah.
Yeah.
Did the Madsen posse enjoy a nice cold beverage?
I actually didn't see that. It was something to look for.
Yeah,
They didn't show up in like a Mormon van or anything.
So it wasn't a Sprinter. They didn't have the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van, like an old 18.
Oh, dude. I love it. I love it.
I know you kind of touched on this, but just to see where this program was from the day you stepped on campus to where it is right now, going for number 4 in the Fiesta Bowl, trying to get to the Final Four to be in the playoff. I mean, Mike, you should touch on this too, but just from your recruiting visit, from your talk to when you got on campus to now, what do you make of the transformation here?
I mean, it's affirmation for what we believed in when we committed here.
Amen.
We wanted to be something different, right? We want Donnie, let's go. We wanted to be different, man. We didn't want to stay in SoCal. A lot of us didn't have the opportunity, but we came here. We came with a purpose. You know, to do something for the guy next to you. It's something that it's undoubtedly an aspect of success that you can't overlook. And so many programs do overlook that. Here, we can't.
Yeah.
We don't have the luxury of doing it. We want the guys that are going to come here and work and commit to it. And it's been awesome to see that every generation has had guys that fit those pieces.
No question. Yeah, and I think about it, like the 2002 through 2006 teams in particular. I mean, those teams would have been a tough out for anybody.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely. A lot of NFL guys on those teams.
Tons of guys that started a lot of football games in the NFL. So it's not like this is a complete surprise.
Right.
But yet.
There he is.
There's your boy, Jeron Johnson.
Yeah. I'll come get you.
There he is.
Yeah. But there you go. There we go. They got the old guy talking, man. You don't have to go in.
Hey, Alex, appreciate you, man. Of course. Alex Guerrero, appreciate you for joining
Mike
us.
Sanford, man.
Jeron Johnson, former player, former coach. What's this like for you, man? Fiesta, we got the rings right here.
Oh, I had to bring a little hardware out.
You gotta get the mic kind of close to your mouth.
Yeah,
there we go.
You also got to put right there, man. You got to
flip it around. I didn't know it was backwards.
Oh, no, you good, man. Got a Seattle Seahawks Super Bowl ring. That was the Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah, that's a 2010 Fiesta Bowl. So they've been sitting in the safe. So I figured it was a good day to bring them out.
No doubt.
What's this like for you, man? Being back here and seeing them go for Fiesta Bowl number 4.
It's my first time on this side of it. I didn't get to come back for the third one. So just enjoying it. A lot of it is catching up with a bunch of alumni, man, guys I haven't seen in years. So just, kind of catching back up with some of my boys, reminiscing and talking, talking about the memories.
Yeah, you can see the comments are coming in. The Hitman himself is here. What do you feel that 2010 Fiesta Bowl? What's one memory that you could take from maybe the experience or the game itself that will be with you for the rest of your life?
Honestly, we were talking about it today with a bunch of guys that we have, and it was the look on Andy Dalton's face when we came out in our new defensive scheme for that game. It was.
Tell me a little bit about that scheme and what the change was.
So, pretty much essentially put me to linebacker, moved Kyle to safety. We just kind of shuffled everything around. We had one linebacker on the field, true linebacker, and then it was like me and Winston. And it was a completely different game plan to something we've never shown before. And just the confusion. I think they took a timeout on the opening play because they didn't want to get a delayed game. So just that memory alone, man. And then just, other moments that we had throughout the week we were here, just kind of reminiscing and talking about it.
What do you remember just about running out of the tunnel and just the crowd and the stadium and everything and what the feeling's going to be like for that team today here in a couple hours?
The crazy part is I remember the year I didn't play running out of the tunnel more because I got hurt that week, like 2 days before the game at practice. And I was rehabbing just so I could run out the tunnel. I taped my ankle up. I had no chance of playing, and I taped my ankle up and everything. And I wanted to feel that moment of coming out the tunnel. But more than anything, man, just the confidence we had in 2010, and just we wanted our revenge versus TCU. that was the biggest thing that I remember.
There's a lot of talk in this game about being the underdogs, and they got the "please count us out" shirts and all that. And what do you make of that? And Boise State and just kind of being this program that's always proving people wrong.
I looked at the spread yesterday, and I'm like, 11.5. Like that's a lot of points. So I mean, that's what we do. It's nothing new. That's what Boise State was built on. We love, we love those moments going into Virginia, being an underdog, going into these different, going into option, being an underdog, and pretty much proving ourselves right. And that's what it's all about.
So everybody we've had a chance to talk to, I brought up the keys to the game. Let's get the Hitman's keys to victory for Boise State today.
The most physical team will win, I feel.
Amen, brother.
Penn State, they're not gonna be. It's not gonna be easy. They want to be physical. We want to be physical. We got to get the run game going, and they're gonna be physical and dominant and try to stop the run game. But I feel like the most physical team will win the game tonight.
I'm trying to remember when you coached. Spencer was on staff when you coached, right?
Spencer was a DC.
Okay, so tell us about him, and you're probably not surped here. Who we got here? We got three.
Oh, come on, man. Hey, come on, get in the camera. What's up, man? You gotta let us see. I can't see you. Come down here real quick. I got my Bass brothers. I got George. We got Jamar Taylor in the building.
Man,
hey, so this is we missing what? Kyle, we got BT. We got the whole top flight crew in the building. The whole top flight crew in the building, man. Kyle Wilson somewhere around here. But man, we're excited, man. Like you see, I got all my brothers in town. We want to.
Wait, are you sure you guys still can't play? I think you have to strap them up today and just get something done.
Everything that it looks like it, but I'll probably pop some. Get out there.
What's up, baby?
What's up, George?
You're good.
Top flight of the world.
We got people on here.
Oh yeah, we got right now.
Bronco Nation.
Over 2,000 watching this live.
How y'all been? It's been a while.
Hey,
it's been a while. I ain't been back in like what? 13 years.
My goodness.
13 years, but
What's it like being back and being around all of Bronco Nation, man? Just to feel the love and the support and knowing that you had a hand in building this.
It's been good. Honestly, for me, it's I'm here to enjoy the game, support the guys, continue the tradition. I mean, the Fiesta Bowl, we've been here for years. It's kind of like our second home. But really come see a lot of my teammates I played with is like a mini reunion for me. Seeing guys I haven't seen, like I said, a decade, seeing some coaches. Ran into Mark, ran into Luke. So it's been good, man. Seeing some fans that I remember when I was younger. They're going to be out here. So it's been good.
So what's home base for you now? And give everybody an update on what's going on.
Dallas, Texas.
Of course.
He's gonna be on a what's the cooking show, man?
Oh yeah,
my boy's a top chef, man.
I'm gonna have a food truck coming soon. Don't worry about it. When you get down to Texas,
what's barbecue? What do you make?
Barbecue. I make these things I call them Texas donuts. You gotta go to my Instagram and check it out. So I like dabbling and
give a little shout out to your Instagram. We'll get 2,100 people.
Yeah, it's just my first name, George _Iloka. That's ILOKA.
Everybody knows. He's on the smoker. He's doing it all, man.
But he'll tell you, I used to cook back when I was in college.
He cooked on the budget we had.
On the budget we had. So him and Kyle would make fun of me, but I was like, we didn't have no money back then because it wasn't the NIL era. So we used to just do it off of rice-a-ronies, and we got creative. We ate good.
Okay, so when you guys moved off campus, because I played at Boise State 2004, you guys were just a few years after. What was your scholarship check monthly?
Seven.
Yeah, $725. Because the rent for all three of us was like $300, I think.
$725 a month.
Yeah.
For rent. For food, so groceries. So you want to talk about balling on a budget? That was
balling on a budget. But I'll go back and do it again. It was one of the purest times of your life. You weren't worried about much.
A lot. Getting together, man. There's so many fun memories that you just forget of, and being able to get back together and just kind of reminisce and bring it all back to the forefront is a great time, man. Honestly,
what does it make you guys like? Just knowing that people are legitimately signing NIL deals across college football, even at Boise State, upwards of $400,000 or $500,000, and across the landscape, there's $3.5 million per year NIL deals. Does it make you, a little bit like what I missed out on that, or is it just it's good for the game?
Nah, I mean, just like the perks that we were able to reap once we were at Boise State, the guys got that did it before us. The guys that came before us, we reaped their benefits. Yeah. And these guys, across the nation, these collegiate athletes are reaping the benefits of, kind of what we had to kind of do during our time. So I'm happy for them. I think it needs to be policed a bit. Yeah. And just kind of, give these guys tools to set themselves up for their future, because they're getting such a large amount of money at so young, 18 years old. I can only imagine. So yeah. I like it though. I like it. I'm with him. I like it too. Definitely happy for those guys. We don't look back and say, I wish we had it. Yeah. The biggest thing I have is like, what would my value have been, during my time? How much?
Think about that.
How much do you think I could have got?
Yeah. Well, the wild thing about your guys' era is that you did what you did at Boise State. You played early. I think both of you guys. You played as a true freshman.
No, I played as a redshirt freshman.
True freshman. Nowadays, your value in the open market would have gone through the roof, and then all of a sudden your DMs are full from Alabama. I mean, that would have been a hard thing at the time.
Yeah,
but I have to make decisions.
I like to think that I wouldn't chase the bottom dollar, meaning like if they took care of me, I probably would have stayed. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't. Those are not Boise guys. And then just going back to that NIL, I feel like I'm supportive. I'm happy for it. But like you said, put some more constraints in place, because our DNA, at least when we played here, was they took guys who are 2 stars, 3 stars, and developed them to where we can compete with 5-star
100%.
guys. So I don't want to see our good guys get poached. So maybe make these NIL deals where you're locked in at a school for the duration of it. You know what I mean? But it's both ways. So I don't know. It's a new space. It's a new era in college football. And so they're still working out the kinks of it.
So, George, you played in 1 or 2 Fiesta Bowls?
1.
2010?
Yes.
So you were recruited probably
2008.
So you recruited after a bit after the first one, Fiesta Bowl. Yeah. What was your like memory that's just burned into your mind for the rest of your life about that Fiesta Bowl? Is there any
first one?
Yeah,
I didn't watch it.
The one you played in 2010.
Oh, the one BT's interception. Because I'll say that it's back to back. So watch this. It was because Andy Dalton ended up being my teammate for like 5-6 years in the NFL. So the game started off, and K-Dub, we ran a little corner blitz. He hit him, and I felt like he was rattled the rest of the game. Well, hit him from the boundary, right? Then BT picked him off. I was like, that's the best way to start the game off. Hit the quarterback and then pick him off.
Yeah, I mentioned that first play. I think they called a timeout or
yes,
because they came out and they were so confused by our alignment. Yeah, I was telling them earlier that's what kind of stood out to this day. Like, we were able to put together a game plan and have them shook and rattled from the gate. So it was, I don't know. I just went into that game knowing we were going to win. Yeah, we were supposed to win the year before. And it just
we went into every game. No, we're gonna win. We weren't surprised about any win out there.
I got to ask you guys both this: what went into coming up with an entirely different defensive structure? Who could you guys credit with that? Was that a Wilcox deal? Was that?
I believe it was Yates and Wilcox as a collective.
Yeah,
I'm sure. And our staff, I'm older now, the staff that we were surrounded with were some pretty damn good coaches, man. And, you got to look, Wilcox is a head coach now. Choate's a head coach now. Yates has been a DC. So many people have branched off. Harsin was a DC. A head coach.
Yeah,
Coach K is the DC at Texas now. Yep. You got these guys who've all branched out and become, on their own and are doing a good job. So now that's the biggest thing I say. We have some great coaching, man.
Yeah. There's no question. Well, George and Jeron, great having you guys on.
No doubt.
Thank you for all you guys did for this awesome university. And as an alum myself, I loved watching you guys play after I was done playing, but before I came back to coach. So appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you guys for having us, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. Bleed blue, baby.
I'm trying to miss him. We're going to go to Leighton Vander Esch right here. Mike Sanford, Leighton Vander Esch going to sit down. Leighton, we're good for it. We're ready for Leighton Vander Esch. We're rolling here. We're good. He's got to get from one event to the next. That was Jeron Johnson and George Iloka, 2 legends.
Absolutely.
And you're in a third legend right here. That was Boise State. They were loving that. Other way. We're going to get Leighton Vander Esch right here. Here he is sitting down. We don't have a ton of time with Leighton because he's got He's on behalf of the sponsor here, Modelo. That's all right.
You can keep it up there. You're fine, man.
Yeah, that's a sponsor. That's a sponsor.
Believe it or not, there's people that are watching that have had a cold beer before in their lifetime.
Trying to remember, were you?
You were recruited as a preferred walk-on, I believe.
Yep.
Right. I think right as our staff was coming in. So.
Yep.
So Leighton, what's it like being down here? What's it like being back around Bronco Nation so intimately? How good does it feel, man?
It's pretty special. I mean, it's surreal being down here again. I was just telling some of the guys that we rode here on the bus without the last time I played in that stadium, we got our butts kicked. That was when we played the Cardinals like 2 years ago.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and they all joked. They were like, well, that didn't matter. You weren't part of the BSU crew at that time. So it's fun to be here and to see everybody having fun and out here partying. There's so many blue and orange people wearing all their clothes around and everything. So it's been good to hang out and catch up with everybody that I grew up with, that I played with. And so it's been special to catch up and kind of just take right back off where we left it a couple years ago.
Leighton, I'm going to probably have to yell into your ear because they got the Boise State chant going, but the shirts have been worn all week. Count us out. If there's anybody that epitomizes the underdog story and how you came, tell us. I know everybody knows your story, but just remind me the high school program you played at, and then how you came to Boise State and how you took that journey from Boise State into the National Football League. You do epitomize. Count us out.
I appreciate that. So the story, I think about it all the time, and I've had more time to reminisce on everything now that I'm done actually playing. And so getting to play 8-man football and really
high school again?
Riggins, Idaho. Yeah, Salmon River High School, the Savages.
The Salmon River High School up near Whitewater rafting country, right?
Yeah.
Did you work in the summers at all doing that in high school?
Yeah, that was actually so in the summers when I was a walk-on my freshman year and my next year, my redshirt freshman year, I actually went up. I bolted up to Riggins on the weekends after we were done with summer workouts.
Yep.
Would do a couple trips, get some money, come back down for summer workouts in the week. So that was kind of my schedule during the week. But that was just like another. I mean, playing 8-man football, growing up in Riggins, like I think it's just the image that these 8-man players necessarily can't play up to the standard like of what an 11-man game is, and I think that's so false, and it's such a crazy stereotype to put on these kids when all they need is just a chance. There's a lot of players that all they need is just to give them a chance to go out there, strap up, and learn the 11-man game, and they are going to work the hardest, if not harder, than anybody else on that team. I promise you. And so that was kind of that was the chip I carried on my shoulder every day that I stepped on that blue. And obviously it was my dream to play for Boise State because growing up, I went to every one of the games. So to get that moment.
It's about an hour and a half drive?
2.5 hours.
2.5, okay.
Yeah.
Right up Highway 55, right?
Yeah, so Riggins is in the middle of nowhere. Mountains, big river, whitewater rafting. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Beautiful country.
It's a great spot. Lots to do out in the outdoors there. So that just kind of shaped who I am today. And I'm thankful for all the opportunities that I got to play football and that I got to play for Boise and what that led into for my career. So
we've seen it a couple home games and stuff. What's it like now being on the other side, being able to put on a jersey and have a Modelo and come watch your alma mater play, man?
It's crazy. I didn't think it would be here this fast, to be honest with you, because obviously I wasn't ready to be done playing, but that's football, though. You just kind of got to deal the cards that you're dealt at that point, and now I'm just here to support and cheer these guys on and freaking have them go get another win.
And I know we were talking last night about your daughter and just give the family life update here.
Yeah, my daughter's almost a year old now. I can't believe how fast that's gone. I feel like she was just born, but that's been the major blessing about me being done and retiring when I did is I have gotten to enjoy and see every single moment of her and be around my family, be around my wife through these times and to be able to help her and be there with her every step of the way. So that's been unique and an extreme blessing for me.
Well, have you guys settled around Dallas or are you guys back in Idaho?
Yeah, we're in Dallas. We're going to stay in Texas.
Good.
Your last game, right? Oh, you got to go? You got to go? All right, well, last thing, just your thoughts on the game today, and you got a prediction for us?
Obviously, a Boise win.
Let's go.
We got to go eat this one at a time, though.
Hey,
one at a time.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for squeezing us in. Leighton, Vander, Esch, one of the best to do it.
Great city, man.
Appreciate him for jumping on.
Anybody who thinks this guy was the underdog story, you should have seen his dunk reel in high school.
Hey,
the dude is so athletic.
I'm going to ask Jamar Taylor and Brandon Thompson, 2 more DBs. They're going to come on. Can you fill for 20 seconds?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
We got some comments coming on.
Yeah, let's take a couple comments. A lot of Penn State trolling, which, you know what? We love it. Bring them all in. We love that you Nittany Lions are consuming our content. I hope you guys have something like this that Bronco Nation News does too. I'd love to see right now. Come in with your score predictions, your genuine, real score predictions. I don't want to see a bunch of 59-0 Boise State or.
Hey, Mike, you want to take a break while I do this interview?
Yeah,
You need to use the restroom or anything? All right, why don't you do that? I'm going to bring in our guys here. We got Jamar Taylor, Brandon Thompson are going to join us. We got Brandon Thompson right there. How you doing, man?
Good, brother. How you doing?
Good. We're going to we'll give Mike Sanford a quick break here. Come on in. You can go in the middle here, Jamar. We got a lot of legends, guys, in the house here. We appreciate you guys jumping on for a few minutes. We got 2,400 Bronco fans watching around the world, fired up for this game. Remind everybody what years you played and stuff in terms of overlap with the Fiesta Bowl and stuff.
Yep. So I was here 07 to 11 or 10, however you want to look at it. But yeah, man, got here right after the first Fiesta Bowl. Got to play in the second one. And got to play with a bunch of great players, man. So it's been cool to see everybody's faces around here.
What about you?
Yeah, same thing. I was in Boise from 08 to 13, and spent a lot of good time. Won a lot of games, man. Had the Fiesta Bowl with these guys. Great memories.
So you come in just after the first one. You hear players talking about it, all that kind of stuff. What was it like? What was it like trying to get to one yourself, and then for these current players hearing about it for the last decade? Them finally getting about it. That experience for them.
I mean, I think that's just the Boise, what you sign up for when you play for Boise, man. It's a healthy pressure. I think our freshman year, we ended up going 10-3 right after they had just beat Oklahoma, and 10-3 felt like 3-10. But it was a healthy pressure. It pushed us all to want to take the program to another level and leave it better than we found it. So it was a good thing.
What about that Fiesta Bowl history? I mean, what did you hear about it, getting recruited and stuff and coming in?
Well, it's crazy because I knew about.
Get that a little closer to your mouth there, if you don't mind.
I knew about Boise after the Oklahoma game, but then, like you said, they came in pretty good. But then they lost East Carolina. Right? I think your freshman year, they lost East Carolina. So I was like, I don't know about Boise. But when you go there, you get around great players, you get around the coaches, you realize it's about the legacy, teammates, and leaving the better man, but the culture is winning. At the end of the day, you come there to win games, to be the underdog, to have a chip on your shoulder, and to work hard. And, if you come in and be in what Coach B called an OKG, and you buy into your role, you win a lot of games.
Bring us up a little higher there. There you go. So what's it like being an alumni and back in the Fiesta Bowl, but now it's the playoff? I mean, when you guys were in the Fiesta Bowl, you knew it was the last game, unfortunately, no matter what happened. They win tonight. They're going to the Orange Bowl down in Miami. I mean, how great is that now? But how wish some of your teams, you wish you would have had a chance to keep playing?
Oh, man, it goes without saying. Like, obviously, we're super excited for these boys, excited for them to go out and represent, Boise and the Broncos the way I know they will. But, of course, meeting all the guys, of course, we have the combos about it and, what our teams would have looked like in this same situation. So, again, that's the fun part, right? That's how it should be. The legacy lives on. We're right back in the driver's seat in a situation that we expect to be in Boise, and it's a fun time.
And they got those shirts now. Please count us out. I mean, that's kind of been the mantra for 20-plus years. I mean, is that why teams continue to count Boise State out and they continue to prove people wrong?
To be honest with you, I don't even know. I personally don't know why teams continue to count Boise out. I feel like, for such a long time, when we sent out the message of who wants to play us, the teams that responded, we beat them, right? So now we're in this opportunity. We're blessed with the big stage again. What I want the guys to do is it's just another game. It's an away game. They look prepared when we went to practice. They're down in. Hey, count us out. At the end of the day, football has always been football, right? They put on their pants like we do, and they just had some guys that were rated higher in stars. Yep. At the end of the day, when you put those pads on, there's no stars. There's only your teammates and then that heart inside yourself.
Is it cool as an alumni, though, to see that the program's continued to – I know there were a couple years there where it wasn't great, even last year at times, but to be back in the Final 8, it's got to be a pretty cool feeling.
I mean, I'm happy for him. Like I told you before, man, we've been in those guys' shoes. Like I said, my freshman year, we went 10-3, and it felt like we went 3-10, just because that's the expectation if you want to sign up to play for Boise. So I'm really happy for all those guys in that locker room, because I know how hard they had to push and how much work and dedication they put in to get the program back to this level. And I know the pressure they feel to make sure that they get back to this level. So I'm really happy for all the coaches, staff. A lot of the staff played with us, our brothers, Nate Potter, Matt Miller. So it's really cool to see everyone involved with the program get back to this level.
And you take some pride, too, knowing that, you guys played a part, obviously, and a lot of these kids wanting to come here and it's continued to build. But you guys obviously played a part even 10 years, whatever ago, to that where they are today.
Don't age us.
I'm sorry, man. I think I'm still older than both of you.
Yeah. No, I think it's definitely a sense of pride that comes from that. It was nothing better than leaving Boise, and then when you have conversations with people of like, I went to Boise State. I think if you look around at all the alumni that's back this weekend, it's just showing like the brotherhood, the brand, and then the community. Right? It's such a community, and I think for our coaches to see that, our players to see that, I think it'll do a great thing for the team. Right? Just knowing like, hey, this is going to be you guys one day, but you're also building for yourselves. And what it's going to do for the future of Boise as well.
I went to the event last night that Alex put on with the collective stuff. And I saw 100 former players. I've seen them everywhere. What is so special that you guys wanted to be here for this game, and just why so many players from all these different teams and eras want to be back for a game like this?
Honestly, like, not being around this energy that our fan base brings for a while, being around it, you're just reminded of, everyone says culture. Culture is a sexy word. But I think for our brotherhood, to just catch up with them, see how their families are doing, even a lot of the values that, when you're sitting in that seat and Coach Pete's giving you the rundown about the Bronco pyramid, at 35, it's kind of cool to see how all those things have actually shaped our lives and get to have those combos with your brothers, man. So just the energy of our fan base, you realize that even though you haven't seen your brothers in sometimes 5-10 years, it's like you saw them yesterday, which I think is unique, man. So it's just a fun time being here.
I'm sure you've been back in the stadium, obviously, but you never played again? You never played against someone here in the NFL?
Where?
Back in State Farm Stadium?
Oh, yeah, here.
Yeah. I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry. But so maybe it's different. I don't know if you've been back in there to see any game. But what are the emotions going to be like for you guys seeing that Fiesta Bowl logo and that Boise State logo back on the field in there?
Well, I would say for me, like playing in the NFL in college, I remember my first time walking into State Farm. It was like, I know I have to play good here, right? Because we already been here, and I've seen the guys before me play here and do so well. So you wanted to come back and do the same thing. I think for guys like Brandon, it just brings back all the good memories. It goes back to the hard work. I think this weekend, like Brandon said, like catching up with your brothers, being around everybody, one thing that you realize, we're all wired the same. And even though we come from different places, we all became family. You know what I mean? So I think it's just a sense of like, recreating or curating a space where like, man, we put it all on the line here with one another.
It's crazy, man. Bronco Nation showed up, man.
No doubt.
It's pretty cool, man. We appreciate you guys stopping. What's the life update for fans? What you guys are up to these days?
So I jumped in the coaching world last couple of years. I was coaching in my hometown at Sac State this past year. So that's kind of what I'm doing, being a dad, being a husband, all that beautiful stuff in life, man.
Yeah, and then me, I actually live here. I'm a real estate developer.
Home game.
Yeah. So I'm a real estate developer. I build luxury homes, and I'm a realtor as well. And then, I'm a father and husband.
That's great.
So, that takes the majority of my time. I got a nonprofit, so staying busy.
Are both you guys glad you didn't have to tackle Ashton Genty in practice?
He's happy that we didn't tackle him in practice.
I would have to agree. I would say, like, you would probably have to worry about Jeron and Winston and those guys more than us, though.
We always going to have a little brotherhood biace, man.
Yeah.
But I'm happy Ashton Genty wears our colors, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, man.
I'm glad Deuce is on our team.
You feeling he's going to be – the Penn State's got the number 8 rushing attack or something. You think he's going to be able to get some yards?
Of course, brother.
Hey, we appreciate you guys.
Brother,
Brandon Thompson, Jeron Johnson, thank you guys so much for coming on. More legends joining us here on the Lithia Ford Boise pregame show. Mike Sanford's going to jump back in here and take back over. You found some more guests here, Mike Sanford. We got Thomas Spurbeck in the house.
Then you went up the screen.
We got some other guys. Thomas Spurbeck, how we doing, man? Good to see you. How are you? It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
This guy routinely, wins our golf tournament or finishes top 3 pretty much every year. So, did you bring the sticks down here?
No, I didn't. Okay. I wish. I was supposed to come with my wife and both my daughters, and my wife got sick last week, so I made it with one daughter, and I'm fired up. We got a big crew here, so it's a good time.
Yeah, it's awesome to see you, Thomas. I mean, you and I got to reconnect last year before the New Mexico game when I went up to Boise, and the last time you were probably in Glendale, Arizona. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Was 2014, exactly 10 years ago to the day. Tell me about that day for you, man. It was a historic day for what you were able to do as a receiver in that game. But just what was your favorite memory? Anything that you really will carry with you the rest of your life?
Oh, man. I think, it's funny you brought that up because there was a picture, all these apps now bring up memories on your timeline of 10 years ago today. And there was this one that popped up of when the clock was running out of us on the sideline, all jumping in the air. And I feel like that's the highest I've ever gotten off the ground was that moment. And luckily I got it on camera, but just everyone's smile on their faces, everyone's relieved. We got that sack at the last second. It was just such a cool moment. We all rushed the field, but probably the ending to that game was great. Other than that, I mean, the prep going into that game, I feel like all of our shots were hitting. I got a little banged up that game, so when that time ran off, that felt good too to kind of relax.
Yeah,
but
you knew you were going to get a good amount of recovery time.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a great feeling.
Yeah.
What are we thinking about the Statue of Liberty today? Is Dirk Cutter going to bust that out, Mike? Or
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't. I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, on the season, I think there's been one true trick play.
Yeah.
And it was a flea flicker that I think was an incomplete pass. So it's not necessarily a part of the identity of this year's Boise State team. One thing I wanted to ask you.
Hold on. Are Jake and those guys still here? Where'd they go? They left?
They're over there, yeah.
I'm going to go make them come over here. You guys talk first.
If you were to think about the way that offensively we started in that 2014 Fiesta Bowl, not from a coach's perspective, but from a player's perspective, what was it that we just lit the building on fire to start out offensively and defensively in that game?
I think we definitely did, and I think the first play we called was a shot to Chaz Anderson, right? And I remember going through practice. I think I'm the second read with the in route below him, right? It was an in route, and the Jazz had the post, I think, over the top or something that. And I remember we didn't hit the in route all day, but I remember Grant checked it down, and I caught the first pass of the game, which was that in route.
Shot too.
It was great. But Grant going through those progressions and
he was seeing it.
When the shots was there, we were taking them and hitting them. The Chaz on that next drive, the deep pass.
How about the fact that, and I've broken it down on film, but the deep pass to Chaz Anderson was on our most simple one install play, but Grant out of nowhere decides to signal it to the Vander receiver, which hadn't happened.
Yeah. We haven't done that, yeah. I mean,
it was all right, I see you.
Yeah.
Grant's in the all-nighter.
It's so cool to see. And then even Jay, just first touch of the game, taking it to the house. I mean, I felt like that whole season we were clicking on all cylinders, but specifically that game, the first half, I mean, it felt like we could do whatever we wanted.
Well, why don't you introduce your teammates of Bronco Nation here?
Hey, this is Ben Weaver, Boise State legend. Ben and I were captains our senior year. Really good friends, and number 51.
Yeah. So Ben Weaver, you were a bigger linebacker, and now you're you're team CrossFit.
Yeah, I guess.
Tell me about playing defense that day. In 2014, in the last Fiesta Bowl that Boise State played in. What was the feeling like as you took the field, knowing that something big was going to happen either way?
Yeah, I mean, I think the greatest thing of the Fiesta Bowl is Boise travels so well. It just makes the environment incredible. So coming onto the field, you feel that as a player for sure. It feels like a home game in a way. And then we started fast. So the great thing about the Fiesta Bowl for us is we came out, we scored again. Defense was doing well. And so it just created a bunch of energy. So hopefully the boys can come out and do that again today.
Yeah, no question. What do you guys see? Like your dad's coached for years. My dad's coached for years. Like we understand matchups. What do you think are the keys? What are Spurbeck's keys to victory today for Boise State?
We talked a little bit before this, and I do think a lot of it's going to have to rely on our passing game and Maddox, but I think specifically our O-line, if we can protect Madsen in the pocket, I trust him. He's pretty good with turnovers, and it all comes down to turnovers.
Yep.
So if he can take care of the ball, I think we'll be fine, but I think it starts with our O-line for sure.
How about you? What do you think the keys are for Boise State's defense today, particularly with Drew Aller? I saw him at the press conference 2 days ago. He's like 6'6", big old dude, thick. And then Tyler Warren, their jack of all trades tight end.
Yeah,
what's going to be the key? Do you think?
Yeah, that tight end is something special. At some point, he's going to make a play no matter what.
Yeah.
At defense, you always got to bounce back. You got to find a way. But we got to play to our strengths. Our defensive line's got to find a way to get to the quarterback, and hopefully we can get a strip sack, somehow score on defense, and create some chaos. That's really been the strength of our defense, is finding ways to disrupt the offense and get them off their cadence. So if we can do that, I feel good. Obviously, they're a great team. They're going to find ways to score, to get points, to move down the field. And so if we can, kind of push them off their mark, then, we should be in a good position.
So you played Mike linebacker?
Inside, yeah, Will linebacker.
Interchangeable in a sense.
Yeah.
So when you watched Ashton Jeanty play this season and last season, but particularly the historic run he's on right now, do you ever watch situations with a linebacker isolated and you're like, what would I have done?
I don't want to be them. Yeah.
I mean, talk about what it would present in terms of Ashton Jeanty's overall skill set and what you do in open space as a second level player to bring that guy down to the earth.
I mean, first of all, he's the most incredible running back I've ever seen. If you have 2,000 yards after contact, then that's something in and of itself. At the end of the day, if you're a defense, the number one thing is gang tackle here, because he's going to break tackles. Slow him down as much as you can, push him to the sideline, make him go sideways versus vertical. But at the end of the day, he's gonna do his thing, and I think wrap up, run your feet. But I'm glad I'm not going against him.
Hold on for dear life, and hope you get other people to the party, right?
Exactly.
Thomas, you've watched Ashton Jeanty. You've been around over the last decade very closely of Boise State football. What do you think that he's done for the program that we call our alma mater in terms of getting the narrative out on a national level? And just how proud are you to go to the same school that Ashton Jeanty is?
Yeah, absolutely. You can hear the Boise State chants in the background. That's pretty cool. But having that national spotlight on Ashton for the Heisman race and just being able to accomplish what he has this year, I think it's cool because he's also the guy that Boise State wants, right? He's blue collar. He puts in the work. His teammates love him. He plays for his team. He's loyal. Yeah, he turned down a lot of cash to stay here. So having the national spotlight, and then it kind of emphasizes that it's that kind of guy that Boise wants. I think it's pretty cool because you're going to start to see a lot of guys transfer to Boise State and maybe turn down some cash to be able to be part of a program like this.
So we got our keys to the game. I love what you said, Reed. You talked about chaos. Love what you said about getting that pass game involved early. I need some score predictions for today. We'll start with you, Spurbeck.
Man, I'm saying 28-24 Broncos.
Okay, I love it.
I got 24-17 Broncos.
Okay, let's go. Are you guys going to make the trip to Miami?
Absolutely.
I already booked my flight.
Yeah, tickets already booked. Tell them we bought our Fiesta Bowl tickets with 4 games left in the season.
That's true.
I'll take this. Lesson learned. You should wait till the day of the game because I don't know if you saw it.
I know.
Tickets are $40 to all the college football
Lesson
players.
learned.
There's a $17 ticket available for ASU Texas, which is wild. Because you're in an unbelievable environment. So, again, Weaver, appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Love you guys.
Awesome. We're going to bring in a few more of their teammates. Jake Roh and Sam McCaskill are going to stop by. They're going to come by. This is an insane party here, Mike Sanford. There's a lot going on, a lot of people. The reset. You're doing an amazing job with the interviews here, but this has been a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, I've had it's been a blast to see. It's a bit of an extension of last night for me, which started out with seeing guys from from my vintage, like Alex Guerrero, Jared Zabransky, and then all the 2014 guys that are a lot younger than us, so they stay up a little bit later.
Jake Roh, was he on the 14 team?
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
Jake Roh is a huge part of our success.
Here comes Sam McCaskill, I believe. We'll bring on Sam McCaskill. Jake Roh, Sam, you can go over there. Jake, your former OC here, Mike Sanford. Jake Roh.
Dude, you are. What happened to the rest of you, man?
I got no hair.
No, don't worry about that. I'm talking about you got skinny, man.
I wasn't that big when we played either.
Hey, some of us are still fighting weight a little bit, but he just stripped it all down.
He's going to. Are you a triathlete now, or are you
just a swimmer.
You swim a lot? Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Well, hey, two guys that were a huge part of the 2014 Fiesta Bowl win, guys. It's 10 years on the day to when we played that game right here. Starting with you, Sam. What's your best memory from that 2014 Fiesta Bowl?
Oh man, the final play.
Yeah.
We're sitting there. We sacked Solomon in the backfield on the sideline, and the whole time I was looking at the scoreboard and looking back at them. They weren't rushing to get back on the. I didn't realize that the game was going to be over, and then out of nowhere, just buzzer went, helmets went flying. That was the best feeling of all time.
No question. Jake Roh, a huge part of our offensive success in 2014 was you and your development, but also the tight end room as a whole. And talk a little bit about just the tight end position that you've watched Matt Lauder. And just kind of seeing his skill sets compared to maybe different guys we had in the room. What do you see from Matt Lauder?
Yeah, well, I think you're seeing a guy who's really a complete tight end, which Boise State probably hasn't had in a while. It's kind of been one or the other, a guy who can run and pass and be in that part of the game, or someone who's more so just on the run game side, but having someone who's a complete player and guys who are smart enough to do what Boise State does best, the shifts, the motions, getting creative with the tight ends. So it's good to see. And I think he's going to be a special player. He's the real deal.
He really is. I mean, do you see him as potentially another Boise State tight end that's going to play for a long time in the National Football League?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no question. What do you guys see? So going on the defense side of the ball, what have you liked what you've seen from the defense this year? You live in Boise.
Yeah.
So you've been to probably every home game.
Yeah.
Have you traveled to any away games?
A fanboy a little bit too hard right now.
Good for you, man. As you should be.
I watch all the press conferences. I get fired up on the games, but everything about the defense right now, they play so fast. They have elite playmakers right now. If we can be able to get into the backfield and force turnovers through sacks, that's a huge deal. We have a bunch of speed in kind of our midsection with our linebackers. Being able to track their tight end, that's going to be a big deal. And then the other one that I'm fired up, I've been waiting for Tubner to get back. And if Tubner can come downhill and set the tone too, that's a big deal for us to get back. And so everybody playing with as a complete unit, the DBs playing the way that they did against UNLV, it's a really good day for us.
What do you put, Sam, as a number that this defense, the Boise State defense, needs to create as it relates to turnovers to win this football game?
Hey, we go by threes every single time. If you get 3 turnovers, that's what we were taught. I default by that, but
I think you're right.
A momentum changer or anything, a defensive touchdown changes the game. You watch it, Penn State against SMU, they had those turnovers and they took them to the house. That changed the game completely. If we can get some turnovers for us, it's a big deal. The momentum, we got a lot of Broncos here too. So.
No question. Jake, you're from originally Arizona or no?
Yes, sir.
So tell me, you living here now?
No, I'm in California now.
Okay, in California, but you're coming from Arizona to Boise. It's been a great history. Scott Huff kind of started that pipeline. Good friend of mine, a guy I played with and obviously coached with, and now coaching the O-line up in Seattle. What do you think that the connection of like the Fiesta Bowl in your hometown meant to you to eventually pick Boise State as a place to play at?
Well, it was a huge part of it. Obviously, going to the Fiesta Bowl as a kid, growing up, seeing Boise State playing in what they did. But honestly, it was the things that we all know about Boise. What made it special and going there is it's the culture. You go in and we were part of some of the last classes of Chris Peterson. And it was a culture thing, and obviously Scott Huff was a huge part of that, especially recruiting out of Arizona for guys to then go to Boise State. So it was huge. But 100%, it's just a culture thing of Boise that you can't beat. And to this day, Spencer's carrying that torch and, doing a great job of it.
Yeah, there's no question. So for you, what do you have as a score prediction for today's game?
Do a score prediction. I'll go with 27-21 Broncos win.
Okay, 27-21.
I'm taking us by 2 scores. I've kind of been saying it. I think it's either going to be Penn State 10 or Penn State 17, and we're going to be plus 14, and I like that.
Love it. I love it. Plus 14. I would hammer that up as an alternative.
I can make some money today.
Oh, man, you run that line.
No, I'm not a good bettor. I didn't go to the casino last night because I'm trying to keep some of my coins. I'm keeping it to myself. A win's a win. I don't need to make any money off of it. I need a Broncos win.
Well, hey, we love you guys. I'm so proud of you and what you guys have meant to Boise State. But more than that, man, just good to see you guys, man. It's so good to see you.
It's a good reunion, man.
It really is. Yeah, and real quick, we'll finish up on that. How fun has that been, that part of reconnecting with not just your teammates, but guys that came before you, guys that have coached you? How fun has that been for you, Sam?
Well, the coolest thing is now we're tracking to be like almost 20 years of just different teams and eras of Bronco football. And we're all hanging out tonight, and it's like 20 years in reverse of just nostalgia through the whole thing. And so you're catching up with people. Everyone has the same experience together one way or another. It's so fun to see everybody here. It's good energy.
Yeah, Jake, who's been the person that you've seen since you've been around this Fiesta Bowl? And you're like, I haven't seen that dude in forever, and it's so good to see him.
Mike Sanford.
There you go. Oh, dude, man. Well, hey, I know there were a couple times where you probably looked at me like I was crazy because every day I brought stupid amounts of energy. And you were pretty even keeled for the most part. You're like, who the hell is this guy?
Oh, no, that's what it was all about. We needed
still doing it.
Hey, no one, forever I say this, Mike Sanford, calling a game, the rhythm of a game, one of the best.
I
one of the
appreciate
best.
you,
You were one of the best coaches we ever had. Spurbeck and I talk about it all the time, especially that 2014 year. It was a special group.
It was
coaches to players.
It was
culture.
It's funny because I had good moments as a play caller, I had bad moments as a play caller in different places I coached at. It's the people that you are calling the plays for that make the job either really easy or really hard.
Absolutely.
And it was the detail of your guys, everything that we did so many things that even today would be outlandish with the tight end position. Do you remember when we started the Nevada game and four tight ends on the field too?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's how we started the game.
Oh, yeah.
And we're like, screw it, we're gonna get big, and we're gonna run some Stanford looking formation. The next play we're gonna empty with the same group of people.
Hey.
That's really hard to do. And I wasn't afforded the luxury of having as smart guys, as detailed a guys as I did that year. And it truly is the gold standard for me that season. And it's because of guys like you, Sam, just that we're embodied everything that makes this program so special. So,
Well, I'll give a Sanford plug in that as well, because as a defensive guy, we're going against you guys in practice a little bit throughout the season. But 2014, we had change of personnel on the offensive side so many different times. And you had to change our entire offense throughout the season. Matt Miller goes down. All right, next man up. And it's like every single week there was a different thing. Troy Ware and all these different guys. And it's like, being able to overcome that as an OC, it helped the defense. We had some games where we didn't help you guys out a ton, and all of a sudden it's 52-47, and that's the end season. New Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
Shot, back and forth, and it's like
60 to 63 or something.
And there's nobody in the stands.
Zone to win it.
You're just playing in front of yourself.
I think we started out split left tail, York Sarah to Jake for an 80-yard touchdown. The very next play, I think New Mexico scored an 80-yard touchdown. I'm like, my call sheet has 55 points in it.
Absolutely.
And that's how it went. It's a team win. Dude, it's a team win.
Well, Tom and I talk about it all the time of like, all right, what made that 2014 year special? And it was like, you had this interesting characteristic to the team of Jay was the guy, everyone kind of knew it, and everyone else was sort of like young up-and-comers, where it was like no egos across the board. Everyone knew, hey, do your job, come to work. It was a truly one play, one game at a time. I remember we won the Mountain West Championship game, and I was like, I didn't even know we had a shot at going to the Fiesta Bowl. I was like, yes, we're going. Everyone was so focused. Everyone was so focused. And it worked.
Didn't we do that? We had the back-to-back Fresno, didn't we? Ended the regular season with Fresno. Then they went home and turned around and went back to Boise to play it. It's crazy. And that's like I was talking about how challenging that can be. You know, like for example, in the NFL when you gotta like get in on a playoff game or in week 18 against a team that's already clinched the 1 seed. Like, there's a lot of psychological. You're preparing to play the same damn team again. So, luckily, guys, and tell me if I'm wrong on this, but as a guy who's been affiliated with Boise State for about 25 years, the bigger the brand in the Fiesta Bowl, the better I feel about it. So you've got one of the big blue bloods in college football. I mean, do you guys feel the same way?
I woke up and there was the hype video from Boise State football, and it started out and it was Coach Pete, and he's not just talking to Boise State. He's talking about everybody in the nation. It's like, if you feel like you're an underdog or you have something to prove, we're the team you cheer for, and that's 100% what Boise is as a city, what Boise State is as a football team, what this team is right here, the Heisman, everything. If you feel like you're an underdog, throw on the blue and orange and come with us.
We got 2,700 people watching us. You guys can just join
it up.
Penn State fans that are on here.
Hey, we welcome everyone.
Watching from Philadelphia.
Absolutely.
Lancaster, PA. So.
Just to fire off on Twitter later. That's it.
Yeah. That Stanford guy was an absolute moron. Sam McCaskill and Jake Rowe, great having you guys on there.
Thanks for having us, boys.
Love the heck out of you guys, and it's so good to see you, man.
We appreciate it.
Man.
Enjoy the game.
Yeah.
See you, bro. Thanks for having us. That was awesome.
All right, Mike, we got about 30 minutes to go. We're rolling here, 25 minutes. We got the man that created the Please Count Us Out shirts, Travis Hawks from the Blue and Orange store.
Travis,
he's going to jump on for a minute here. He's wearing the black version of the shirt, even though you're supposed to wear orange today.
Don't worry. I got orange for the game, BJ. Don't worry. This is in honor of the players wearing this on the plane.
There you go. Give it Travis Hawks, Blue and Orange Star. Go, that's too much. Tell us, give us the backstory here on the shirt you're wearing.
Yeah, so it's just a crazy story because Spencer said that in that first press conference after the playoff bracket was put out. BJ gets credit because he clipped that and put it on, and it was his tweet. And then I retweeted it, and I said, I'm going to make some shirts that say, please count us out. And I was like 70% serious, 30% kind of joking, wasn't totally committed. But then lots of people on Twitter responded and said, yes, like, I want one. So big credit to our team. Our guy, Jeron Johnson, designed it. We got it approved, designed, approved, and on the website for pre-order in one day. And they've just gone crazy. Like, we've sold thousands and thousands of these shirts. Obviously, it's become a big mantra. And then we gave one to Coach Danielson, and he wore it to a team meeting. And I guess from what I heard, all the players kind of start going crazy and like, we want one. And so Boise State texted me and said, hey, can you get us 140 shirts for all the players? And we said, absolutely. So we got those for them. And we had no idea they were going to wear them on the plane and at the press conference and all that. And then seeing, the articles from you and Sports Illustrated and everybody kind of talking about please count us out has become such a mantra for this team, and so it's pretty cool to be a part of it.
The chat is lighting up with folks that bought it. He said, just picked mine up at the store. Thanks, Travis. Bob says, I got one for Christmas. I assume that business has been good with Ashton Genty and the Fiesta Bowl here.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Back in 2006 was the first year we opened the Blue and Orange store. It's really good timing.
Yeah, this is a great era. I would have loved to have had some really good swag. And it's online now.
And, we did really well then. And great during the Kellen Moore era. But this year has been like harken back to those times.
And obviously Ashton Genty has been a huge part of that, and especially now where we can sell Genty jerseys with his name on it. And, you know, in the old days, like we sold number 11 jerseys and number 41 jerseys and number 5 jerseys, but they couldn't have the name. Now being able to have the name on the back of the jerseys, it's just been it's been a game changer. People love Ashton, historic season, and people are just super gassed up for this Fiesta Bowl. It's been crazy. It's been busy.
And I was asking you how the crowd compares, because I don't really know what to compare it to, but the last you need your water?
Yeah.
Which one was it?
Just unopened one.
There we go. We're going to get you. This guy's doing podcast, radio,
drinking water.
Giving Jay Tuss the exclusive this morning on the Statue of Liberty play. I got to talk to Jay about that. But just the crowd, the atmosphere. How do you think this compares, man? Because I got to think that Boise State's going to have at least 51-49.
Yeah, obviously I've been to all 4 Fiesta Bowls. All 3 in the past were very well attended, great crowd, great energy. But I would say this feels a lot like 2006, just from the number of people, the excitement, the energy with the playoff, the opponent. It just feels like in 06, those stakes were so high, you know, getting our first chance on the national stage and playing a blue blood. And I think that it feels a lot like that this year, where just the stakes are really high. I feel like everybody is here. Like everybody I know is here. So it's been crazy.
Get the Macarena
crazy in there.
I didn't know we were in Cancun and all inclusive.
Send your frogs.
I know, it's what I feel like. They're gonna have whistles and tequila shots going around here in a second. But Travis, in full transparency, I started doing the media thing, and I said at the beginning of this year, if I feel something, I'm gonna say it. It's not gonna be from a place of bias or a place of. My first impression of the please count us out. I was not a fan of it. Okay, so I'm going to tell you that right now. But I'm also going to tell you I changed my mind because we have Pat Forty on, a national writer and a great supporter of Boise State historically, and he picked Penn State, and I immediately went. I got visceral, like I was angry.
He was on his phone on the looking for the shirt on the app.
Yeah,
2 minutes later.
So I'm in on please count us out. The reason I didn't like it is that probably in the early 2000s we were such a internal messaging type of outfit. We were even told not to talk about the things that we use as our intrinsic motivation. But you know what? Who freaking cares, man? You know what? Because this right here, your shirt. It defines Boise State's program. It defines the last 50 years of the program, going from a junior college to a Division II program to FCS, and now in the Fiesta Bowl, I'm playing for so I want to thank you personally for putting yourself out there and admit I was wrong. Please count us out.
I appreciate that. It's all good. And I think what's great about it is it does really embody our program and that blue-collar mentality. And I love that, Spencer said that not in a calculated way, right? Like he wasn't thinking about a mantra or designing a shirt. Like he was just speaking from his heart and said, yeah, please count us down. Like, we want to be the underdog. We're used to being the underdog. And when I saw that clip, it just really resonated with me. And obviously, it resonated with a lot of fans because we've been through this where we're just continually counted out. And this year in particular, everyone's saying we shouldn't have a bye. We shouldn't have a 3 seed. This is, Alabama and Ole Miss should be in the playoff. Like all these types of things, we should be the 12 seed. So it's like people are counting us out just like they have from the beginning. And, continue to. And I think Boise State fans, they take pride in that, right? That's back to the chip on the shoulder and the blue-collar mentality. That's what's made us great. And I think when our program has gone through struggles, it's when we've lost some of that chip on the shoulder and some of that blue-collar mentality.
Yeah, how many shirts total do you think you've done?
Oh, man, thousands and thousands and thousands. Like, I don't have an exact number. We did them in all 3 colors, orange, blue, and black. It's been many thousands that we've sold, and they're still selling. Today at the store, today online, like they're still selling.
You win tonight.
If we win tonight,
I was thinking about that.
We're gonna have to order another truckload because then I think that mantra, it becomes gold plated at that point.
Do you have the printing capacity for what could happen if
we're ready?
week by week gets into the national championship.
Yes, we will be ready. We have a plan. We have a great team. We will be ready. We will execute.
And those orders might start coming in from everywhere, maybe even internationally at that point.
Yeah,
which I'm sure you've already had some.
Yeah, there's a great process where we work with some local Boise printers. We're also working with a printer actually here in Phoenix, and shirts have been coming on Southwest Plains, and so they can literally print them, and we can get them the same day. So as sales go, we're just reordering what is selling, and it's been crazy.
Final thing, what's your take on the game?
Listen, I love the matchup. I feel like it's going to be a lower scoring game. I feel like it's going to be a slog, but I feel like Genty is going to have a couple really big plays. I think it comes down to turnovers and big plays. And I think Boise State wins a game that's probably going to take 10 years off my life because it's going to be so stressful.
Hey, man, go to the Blue and Orange. It's blueandorangestore.com, just blueorange.com.
Yeah, blueandorangestore.com. Yeah.
Check them out online. Buy those shirts.
Yeah.
And Travis, appreciate you, man, as always. And the great everybody's commenting on the gear and everything. So appreciate you, man, for everything, and enjoy the game.
Thank you.
It's great to finally meet you.
Thank you.
I feel like I know you, but I haven't had a chance to meet you.
Appreciate you guys. Good job on the show.
Thanks, man. There you go. We appreciate Tim. Mike, we got about 15 minutes left. We're gonna bring in my man Nathan Carroll. You guys have some beef we got to work on here.
What's up, man?
We gotta get the beef figured out here with Sanford and Carroll. But first of all, was Mario Yaku on the 14 team?
Yes.
Okay, he hit it. Now, what about Charles Leno? Was he 13 and then finished?
Yeah, he was 13.
They might be our last two guests after this. But Nathan, how we doing, man?
Doing well. Thanks for having me on. What environment here, huh? This is something. But yeah, doing well, BJ.
So Nathan Carroll's been doing some analysis stuff for us. Apparently, they're just going to keep yelling, and I apologize for the audio, folks. We're doing the best we can. The crowd got bigger, and they jacked the music up, so we're doing the best we can. I apologize. But Nathan dives into the numbers on PFF. You've been doing a great job previewing the game for us, but you guys don't always agree here, Mike Sanford. Come on.
That's what makes this fun. I love being in media because there's differing opinions. I come from a coaching background.
That one's better. Take that one.
And I digress. I come from a coaching background, and you come from an analytics background for sure. And I respect both worlds. My takeaway on this game, and I want to hear yours, but I think that this is going to be a game that Boise State, if it takes care of the football, wins the turnover battle, or at least keeps it close, that it has the ability to match up with the trenches of Penn State, if not potentially win it. What do you see?
Yeah, I actually agree 100%. I think there's a bit of an assumption that Penn State, big, bad Big Ten team, they're going to dominate in the trenches. This Boise State team is good in the trenches, right?
Especially when healthy.
Yeah, between Ahmed Hassanin, Jane Virgin Morgan, you've got NFL bodies on the defensive side. And, when the draft comes this spring, I don't think we're going to see a Penn State offensive lineman go, maybe at all, but certainly in the first 4 or 5 rounds. It's a good Penn State O-line, but it's not a top-level Big Ten dominant line that we've kind of come to expect from Penn State. So I think Boise State can compete in the trenches, absolutely. I tweeted it out earlier today. The key number for me is 0.5. If Boise State can win the turnover battle, I think Boise State will win this football game. I'm expecting both teams to rely on the run game a lot, which means, you've been in those games, less possessions, running clock, and if you make a mistake or two, that could be enough to cost you the game. But
the kicking game matters a lot. It does.
I don't know much about Penn State's kicker. I know that they didn't trust him on like a 47-yarder because of some of the cold in that SMU game. But if you're Boise State, you feel good about Jonah Dalmas. You feel good about James Ferguson Reynolds. So I think it's a game Boise can compete in. I think it'll be close. And as long as Maddox Madsen and this offense can take care of the football, I do think they've got a really good chance in this one.
Yeah, so outside of the turnovers, there's been a lot of discussion about Maddox Madsen's turnover numbers being fantastic. But maybe the eye test sometimes like, that's a dropped interception or whatever it may be, or could have been picked up. The bottom line is he's turned the ball over as a passer 4 times on the season. What do you make of Maddox Matson's performance, let's say down the back stretch of the season in preparation to this game from an analytics perspective and looking at some of the more advanced metrics? What do you think?
The analytics would suggest, there's a little bit of luck there on some of the turnovers, and the eye test matches it, right? In the Mountain West Championship, there's 2 dropped interceptions in that game that maybe Penn State intercepts those ball. But no doubt, down the stretch, Maddox Matson's played well. He's played some of his best ball in some of these biggest games. That Mountain West Championship, specifically in the first half, was some of the best football we've seen from a Boise State quarterback since a couple of Brett Rippon games here and there. I mean, he was, I think, finished 12 for 14, 170 yards.
It almost kind of felt like Grant Hendricks' Fiesta Bowl in terms of just completion.
Yes.
It was like efficient. It was.
And that touchdown pass he had to Latrell Caples in the south end zone.
Throw of his career.
I mean, you've been in the NFL. That's an NFL throw.
Yeah, it's a throw of his career for sure.
Yeah, that's a tough throw for college quarterbacks to make. So he's shown he can play well. The issue's been, we see Oregon in week 2. He has probably his worst game of the season.
19 of 41, was that the number?
Yeah, it was under 50%, which, as a coach, you never want to see your quarterback under 50%. I thought he played well in the first UNLV game, played well in the first half last game. So you hope that Oregon game was the anomaly, right? And I think if you're looking at Maddox Matson, if we can get 250 yards out of Maddox Matson today, I think you feel really good about your chances to win. Because you're going to get a good running game out of Ashton Genty, right?
Especially if you throw for over 225, 250, right? Because that means that you're creating those separations with the linebackers in their run fits, and then being able to hit that deep cross or that.
Yeah. Do we know that though? Do we know that Ashton Genty's going to get his yards against the top 10 rushing defense?
I think they're going to go hand in hand. I do think that the production early on in the pass game is going to be a direct correlation to how many yards Ashton Genty does have.
Yeah, and on the number side of it, Penn State's defense, they're, I think, 6th in EPA per rush, which is phenomenal elite. They're 37th in success rate, defensive rush success rate. Now, what that means is when you see a high EPA and a low success rate, typically means there's a lot of TFLs and they're good at stopping explosives. But 37th in success rate tells me they'll give you 5 or 6 yard chunks and tackle well. I don't know that we get an Ashton Genty 60-yard touchdown bomb, but I do think that this running game is going to be able to find 3, 4, 5 yards of chunk throughout the game. And we've seen it all year. They use the run game to wear down opponents.
Yep.
Right? And now Penn State rotates a lot on the defensive line. They don't rotate their linebackers. They play those 2 linebackers almost all game. How do they hold up in the fourth quarter after they've seen Ashton Genty 25 carries into the game? I think the line is like 134.5 on Ashton Genty rush yards. I think that's the ballpark. I think he gets 100.
That's what I see too.
Yeah, I think 130
I actually wouldn't bet it because
number.
It's like right in that ballpark.
Well, and the record's 132.
Yep.
So even if this does get out of hand, I think we know they're going to try to get him to 132 at least. So I wouldn't bet it, but I do think 120 plus. I think we get that out of Ashton Genty today.
I was going to say my final question. I know you put it in the column, but was that more with the heart? Is that more with the numbers say? But you're predicting a Boise State win.
Yeah, it's one thing I try to do being with PFF and having an analytics background. I try to make the film match the numbers, right? And I think this is a matchup Boise State can win, right? I think the secondary can win their matchup against the receivers. I think the offensive and defensive line can win those matchups. And I think there's a good shot, behind closed doors. I said I think it's close. And whenever it's a close game against a team like that, part of me maybe being pessimistic sees the Oregon game and thinks we get something like that. But I think it's a legitimate, if I'm betting this game, I would take the 12.5. I think it's going to be a close matchup. And I think Boise State's absolutely live to win this one. Absolutely.
Well, Nathan, we appreciate you coming on, man. Great work with PFF, with BNN. Guys. Keep it going.
Good job, man.
Our final guest of the show is going to be a guy you know very well here.
The guy that drove the bus, man, in the 2014 Fiesta Bowl, the the ultimate bus driver, Marcus Henry himself. You're going to want to hold that microphone fairly close to your mouth. So, yeah.
Great to be on the show. Great to see you guys.
Yeah, it started out, one of my first Ball Talk guests was my man, Marcus Henry. You were down in San Diego or something.
I was in Hawaii.
Hawaii, that's right. Yeah, I knew it was somewhere awesome.
That was the last text I sent him. It said that you're going to be on shortly.
That's awesome. Marcus, how does it feel, man, to be back? And even last night, we ran into each other and got a chance to have a bit of a reunion from the 2014 team. A lot of the players and obviously me being kind of the only coach. Rin, being the two coaches that were there. But how's it been just to be back in 10 years ago on this day? You were the starting center that game.
It's so corny to say this, but it's absolutely electric. The fans that have come out and have shown the support, and all the alumni that are back supporting here for the 10-year anniversary of our Fiesta Bowl that we won against Arizona. It's so exciting, and you can just feel the excitement in the air going to this game. I can't wait.
So, Bellevue High School. Seattle, Washington. Bellevue, Washington. Yep. Your journey to Boise State, and then now able to look back and reflect and talk about the brotherhood that exists and being able to see guys that you were on the field with, got hurt with, blood, sweat, tears, the whole deal. What is that brotherhood, the Boise State brotherhood that's built on that field, on that practice field that we use damn near every day? That's blue.
It's unlike any other team in the country. I mean, there's only one team in the country that has blue field. There's only one place to defend the blue. Every time you come back and you see alumni, it's like you're seeing old friends and no time has passed. I mean, even seeing you as one of my coaches and one of my another former Bronco alumni, it's been amazing. And everyone's here supporting the boys now, and we can't wait to see it happen today.
Tell me how important it is, Ben, is playing the center position. Mason coming back and being the starting center. What have you seen just in terms of how the season started with him being the guy in that position and then him coming back to full health? What has that meant to the offensive line?
It means everything. I mean, the communication, especially in these big games, is going to be paramount. So getting everyone on the same page against some of the funky looks that Penn State can show, just getting people on the right people all the time. But I've watched Mason every single time he's healthy. He's a really good center. Probably had one of the best reach blocks I've ever seen on the college level, and I can't wait to see him compete and open up some holes for action today.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And, you know, the offensive line as a whole, I mean, that was my biggest takeaway a year ago. Is I was at the CSU game, which didn't go great, but I was ground level. I looked at him. I'm like, that's a great looking offensive line unit. So it didn't surprise me at all, you know, that you're in this position, because if you're good up front, you got a shot in every game. Tell me about this Boise State offensive line and where you see it kind of in the offensive lines of the past. I mean, where do you think it stacks up?
Well, I'm really excited about this offensive line, especially getting everyone healthy for this game is going to be a huge deal. I mean, the real true sign of a great offensive line is when they step, everyone steps together, everyone's on the same plane and working to the right people. And I think this offensive line does an excellent job of opening up holes for action, and I think it's going to be a good game today.
In terms of the Fiesta Bowl, and just what memories for you and Mike, you guys together and just that game and beating Arizona?
I mean, so there's two main memories that come back to me, and one of them is, I think, was it the first maybe third down, we ran a heavy personnel power play.
Fiesta left Cali Pound, baby.
Left Cali Pound, and we scored. It was like a 70-yard run. Everyone had beautiful blocks. Everyone was comboing, beautiful. And then obviously the other one is scoring on a Statue of Liberty play, which is just electric every time
you remember the name, right?
Oh, yeah.
America.
That's right.
Yep,
I had a pancake. I think three of us had pancakes on that, and it was just so much fun.
Were you on a pole, or were you just tied up on the zero? Because I know it was a zero tag.
I have nose, and I caked him, and Jay ran right past me for the touchdown.
Why was that the call there? You guys were like the 13 or 14-yard line, weren't you? I mean, you weren't at the goal line. You guys called that like from further out, maybe. And I mean, if you don't score there, it's not a sexy and dangerous tackle at the 5. I mean,
because why the hell not, DJ? That's what I say, right?
I forget the situation though. First down or what? Yeah, Mike was always an expert at calling our best stuff in the right situation, and how Arizona showed they played.
particularly how they lined up to the Statue of Liberty formation, is we knew we could gash them, and Mike dialed it up.
Remember, all they kept backside because it was unbalanced, 3 to the right, all on the line of scrimmage. We set that fake kind of motion from McNichol.
Yeah, they just couldn't adjust.
And you remember, you guys all yelled, "Screen, screen!"
Yep, yes, sir.
Right at the snap, screen,
touchdown. And I'm hoping maybe we'll get to see it again today if we're lucky. But
He says no.
I don't think so.
I don't want to see it.
This hasn't been the identity of the team. That's okay. It's okay.
That's fair enough. But we're also in the Fiesta Bowl, and this is where magic happens.
That's
Mike.
right. You're exactly right. You know I'd be down.
Oh, I know you would.
Have you been back in the stadium since that game?
Oh yeah,
the stadium.
Yeah. I played for the Cardinals for a little bit, so I was in and out of there.
What about walking in though and seeing the Boise State CFP logo and the Fiesta Bowl logo again? Like, what are the emotions going to be like?
Be special, but more than that, like we have so many fans that have traveled all the way from Boise, all around the country to see this game, and I'm excited to see the sea of orange and blue just throughout the crowd. Last time, even though Arizona was almost a home team, we almost took over half the stadium, and I'm just excited to see that again.
Yeah. Keys to the game for you. Marcus Henry's keys to victory for Boise State.
Keys to the game. I'm sure you've heard it from everyone who's been on here so far, but we have to run the ball. If we can get Ashton about 4 yards of carry, we'll be golden, and that'll open up a lot of the passing informatics. And on defense, obviously, we got the stop number. I'm forgetting his
44.
number. 44, the tight end.
Warren.
Great player. I think their quarterback is a very good player, too. As long as we have tight coverage and get a little bit of a rush and keep him under pressure all night, I think we have a really good shot.
Final score prediction.
I called it yesterday. I think it's going to be 28-21 Boise State.
Okay. I haven't given mine yet.
We're going to bring on Elliot Hoyt. We'll get his prediction real quick, and then Marcus,
appreciate you guys having me on.
Love you, brother.
Pleasure to
Good man, dude.
in here.
Elliot Hoyt was on the 2014 team.
Heck yeah, he was.
Remember what's your memories of Elliot Hoyt?
I just loved his accent. I loved having a Brit, man. I knew that.
Hey, let's talk about Colorado real quick.
Yeah, that's fine, man. That's good. Hey, they're not playing today. That's all I know.
Elliot Hoyt, man.
Hey.
Fiesta Bowl champion 2014.
Apparently.
What's it like being back here, man?
It's the first time back in 10 years. I don't know. It's kind of it's brown and flat here. I'm not a huge fan of Arizona, but good memories, you know.
I just say he asked me what I remembered about you. I said I love his accent. And I made me want to go and grab a pint with him and go watch Liverpool versus Arsenal.
Manchester United. Manchester United. Come
I didn't know you were a Man U guy.
The glory days of David Beckham, you know that.
I'm a Liverpool guy because I'll never walk alone, which is great. And then also I got a little. I work for the company Kroenke that owns Arsenal, so
I don't know.
Yeah. So I work.
Yeah, Arsenal. My dad's a Tottenham fan though, so Arsenal's not good. You know that.
How does it feel like? Okay, so this environment. You grew up in England. You grew up in Manchester.
No. I grew up in Plymouth in the southwest. Yeah, I grew up 7 hours away from Manchester, but everyone's a Manchester United fan.
Not Welsh country, is it?
It's about 2 hours from Wales.
Okay.
It's close.
So the environment when you have like two clubs that are playing. The pub environment.
Yeah.
Are you feeling that same kind of energy today, or is this like 10 times bigger than that?
This is actually bigger. Like you go to the pub and you drink and you sing songs, but this is the biggest game in the history of an entire state.
Yeah.
And you can feel it. It's different today. Way different than even I've experienced back home. Way different.
You're a guy that played with a lot of passion, a lot of energy. Like we know your love for BYU, but I mean, which is just emotional. What are your emotions when you're in the crowd watching a game that you can't?
I woke up this morning and felt like game day for me. It was weird. I don't know about you guys, but I woke up and I was like, wait, I'm feeling something I haven't felt in like almost 10 years now. Yeah, the passion, the feeling is just different today. I don't know.
Yeah, it's been fun watching your Twitter. Some of my really good friends with the Colorado Buffs program. No, it's all good, man. That's the beautiful thing is that everybody has the chance for free speech. But I want to hear you talk a little bit about the snub that you believe Ashton Jeanty had in not getting the Heisman Trophy.
I think nowadays, more than ever in college football, it's about media, it's about hype, it's about marketing. Ashton Jeanty's a better football player than Travis Hunter, in my personal opinion. But Dion and his crew are great at marketing, they're great at advertising, and that's a large part of it. Travis Hunter's a great football player, he deserves to be in the conversation. Ashton Jeanty's a better football player. Almost anyone in football that knows football will tell you that.
Yeah, it's so interesting for me because I truly did find myself between the two worlds, right? Because I cover in Denver. I cover CU quite a bit. I do pregame, postgame. I've seen both of these players play in person 3-4 times, and they truly are insanely good players. And it's almost like I like watching the games and see what guys do without the football. And that was the thing that was even harder for me. My vote was Ashton Jeanty. All right, we're good.
Yeah.
I just want to be sure, you know.
But I did say that there were two unicorns that haven't been seen in 30 years of college football.
Yeah, and nowadays we don't run the football the same way we used to.
Right.
So to see a guy go from 2,500 yards and then see a guy who hasn't done something since what? I'm trying to think. Woodson, maybe back in the late 90s. Yeah, it's 2 years to have it's a bad year to have two really good players doing something we haven't seen in a long time.
How do you see this game playing out today, Elliot, in terms of just the keys to victory? What are Elliot Hoyt's keys to victory for Boise State?
So Abdul Carter, the defensive end for Penn State, if we don't stop him, it's going to be a nightmare. If our DBs can't hold up against their receivers, it's a nightmare. If one of those two things we can contain, I think we have a chance. If we can't do those two things, we're in trouble. Penn State are a really good football team. We're a good football team. Penn State are really good. Those are two keys to me. We got to stop number 11. We got to stop their receivers.
Yeah, that's something that hasn't been said all day. So, hey, you're a real one, man. I appreciate you, brother.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Score prediction. Give me your score prediction.
Boise State, 24-19. There you go.
There it is.
Appreciate it, Elliot.
You're the man, brother.
Now, Mike, sometimes this gets a little scary, but this fan wanted to come on and sit and give us final thoughts on the game here. This can be a little scary. We'll be ready on the trigger here, but
hey, how are you?
EJ, how's it going?
Good, man. Good, man.
I know I'm a random, but just want to talk about keys to the game.
Yeah.
The past 3 Fiesta Bowls, we've had a pick 6. Marty Tabman, Brandon Thompson, Dante Dion.
Dante, yeah. Heck yeah.
Yes, sir. I know you were there.
My God.
Do we think Irby, McCoy, Oladipo, if they jump a route, pick 6, that's a game-changing play?
I got my if I were to wager on it and I had like a fantasy prop bet, I would go on Marco Notriani.
Notriani?
Like a tip ball to Tyler Warren. He just is in the right spot, boom. And he's shown the ability to make those types of plays in big moments. I really like the instincts of Marco Notriani. Okay. I coached his brother at University of Colorado, and it's a player I've kept my eyes on since the 2023 season. I like him in big spots.
Does Simpson make a game-changing interception like UNLV? You think?
Hey, if you get your hands on 2 of them today, you're winning the football game.
Yes,
that's the bottom line. Like
2 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, we win the game.
Oh, you might obliterate Penn State.
4 turnovers.
Yes. Hey. I mean, I think I'll take 2. However, I want to go into special teams now. All right, Stacey Collins, I hope you're watching this. He's obviously not. But why are we not having Dylan Riley return the football? You saw what he could do at Utah State. He's dynamic. Inland Empire. Shout out the Inland Empire.
IE, baby.
His speed is game-changing. No more Chase Penry. No more whoever we have returning the football. Dylan Riley. Get him the ball. He can break it off.
We'll see. I had a chance to interview Stacey Collins 2 days ago, guy I worked with at Utah State. And I know that he's going to have a plan to put the best people on the field to optimize. And that's sometimes a challenge. When you're a special teams coordinator, you don't always get the green light. I know Dylan Riley doesn't necessarily fit this box, but you don't get the green light to play all your starters.
Yeah.
And so you end up kind of running a bunch of guys down. I think that did play a factor in the Oregon game.
The jet is the key. I know you get to know his dad, BJ. The Jets' dad is awesome. The Jets' dad is amazing.
Yes.
All right, third thing, and then I'm out. I'm kind of forecasting 2025. I know we're playing Notre Dame next year. Big Notre Dame fan right here.
Fan, just work there.
For sure.
Former employee.
But you got to have a little love for Notre Dame. But Quentin Brown, the new recruit, he is, I will forecast it, the next Tyreek Hill of Boise State football. He ran, 23 miles an hour in high school? Think about his development with the strength coach next year. And then also, I just think that he is a dynamic player. Quentin Brown next year will be an X factor.
I like it.
And his high school coach is Jason Witten.
Yes. All Saints, I think?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Great program. Boy, this place is wild.
What's your score prediction?
If I'm an optimist, I'm going 31-28 Broncos.
You are an optimist.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Great points, too.
This has been an unbelievable show. 2 hours. They're now doing swinging Sweet Caroline.
We got to grind through some technical difficulties.
I'd say the first 5 minutes or so was a little rough, but we rebounded, and it's been a hell of a show, man.
These fine guests of ours that are watching on their phones, on YouTube at home, who knows?
3,000 plus of them, man. This has been fun.
I appreciate all of you guys that have been able to
be with my voice that has been cracking and popping. And for me, BJ, I love doing this with you. But even more than that, this has been a highlight of my time with Bronco Nation News because I get to be around these guys.
Yes,
and I get
it was pretty cool, man. Looking around, we could have gone another 2 hours, frankly, but we got to get packed up and get inside the stadium. We're 2.5 hours from kickoff. Give me your final keys, final thoughts, and a prediction if you want.
Yeah, so this is what I see is going to happen in this game. It's going to be a low-scoring affair. Early on, it's almost going to feel very Big Ten West. Imagine Iowa versus Minnesota on like a noon kickoff. It's going to be I think there's going to be some 3-and-outs. But there's going to be a play that's made, and I think it's going to be an Ashton Jetty busted run because of one little tiny misfit, and he's going to open up this game for Boise State. This game's going to be a 4-quarter contest. It's going to come down to the very end, and I believe that Boise State with Maddox Matson is going to come from behind. It's going to be 24-23, and then they're going to opt to go for 2 in regulation, and they're going to end it, and they're on to Miami. 25-24, Boise State, and Spencer Danielson is going to show his brass testicles, and he's going to go for 2-point conversion.
Is the 2-point play Statue of Liberty?
No, it's not going to be. It's going to be some NFL concept that Dirk brought from like the Atlanta Falcons in 2007.
Would there be a way you could do some sort of like either set up statue or a fake statue where they may think statue's coming and then you do something different? Or
yeah, there's a couple teams that historically have done a lot of stuff off statue.
I don't know. You can run statue out of any formation, right? So there's no really way to make them think you're going to run statue and then do something else, is there? Or
there actually is. There's statue play action, which you could do. I don't know what value that has. I remember there was a team about 5-6 years ago. I'd watch them on film every week, and I'm like, their offense is like the statue. I think it's only reserved for one moment. You got to be in Glendale, Arizona, in the Fiesta Bowl, and you got to be in Port Orange.
2-point conversion, statue. It's not a movie, unfortunately, so that won't work out as well. We do have the Voodoo Daddy, the pimp. Voodoo! Oh, he's got beads. He's running out of beads. Get the pimp in here to finish off the show here.
He's taking a picture.
Oh, he's taking selfies with fans. All right, you got 25-24. I think Boise State's going to score first. Whether it's a Genty or a highlight play, Boise State. I think Boise State gets up 10-0 in this game. 10-0, 2-score lead, and then Penn State starts to figure things out, grind it back, and I think you end up having a game. Well, you guys were up 21-0, right? In the
28-7 even.
Okay.
I think it was
and then had to hang on with the Kamale Correa sack there.
Yep.
Late in the game to
got a little conservative there in the second half.
Pimp! Look at him. Voodoo Daddy is in the house.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
What's your thoughts on the game?
I think we win. We win.
What's the final score going to be?
I think that's 24-21.
24-21.
I got any tequila yet?
I'm waiting for my big bottle to come over here. I already have one in the box. It's an alien tequila.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, but I got a super tequila that's coming in here too. So,
how many years have you been this version of you on game day?
At least 30 years.
Because I remember, so I played at Boise State 2004, and I remember you all too well. I think I always went up and gave you a little dap.
Well, you always gave us such a shit.
So you've been to all the Fiesta Bowls, right? How does the crowd compare, you think?
This is better. I have my bobblehead, and it's got all the fingers broken and the neck broken because it's been all Fiesta Bowls. I brought it again. I had a voodoo doll that put the purple, and they dropped it underneath the curve. And it was still there at the last Fiesta Bowl. So it's a little voodoo doll.
Hey, good luck tonight, man. Appreciate you.
They told me, somebody over there asking for you. Who?
Voodoo Daddy, appreciate him.
Appreciate you, boss.
I got
let's go.
There you go. Give Mike some beats there.
There we go.
Thank you. You can put Mike. The alumni, the former player, can put on the beats here. I'll give these to my kids. Appreciate you, man. All right. I feel right with Mia San Mia. Wish I was at this game drinking beers with my Boise homies. So do I.
I kind of wish I was drinking beers too.
Yes, I thought that the entire last 3 hours. This atmosphere is electric, man.
It is.
All right, I got Boise State going up 10-0. Penn State battling back, taking the lead, but I'm right there with you.
We threw a banger. Certified banger.
Certified. Drop the mic. I got Boise State 27-20. 27-20.
25-24, Boise State going for 2.
All right, now on the post-game show, you got about 5 hours to rest your voice, 5-6 hours. And then
and we will not be competing with Living on a Prayer.
Quiet press box.
Bon Jovi will not be screaming in my ear.
So after the game, about 5-10 minutes after the game, pretty quickly after, Mike Sanford will be live in the press box with the post-game show. I will go do some interviews post-game, and I'll come join you. But you're going to fire up the post-game with Jaden pretty soon after the game ends, and hopefully it's a victorious post-game.
Yeah, the last time I did it, okay, I did it for the Oregon game, but the most recent game I did it for was after the Mountain West Conference Championship. It was me solo until you were able.
That's right.
And it was a long time because there's a lot of chaos going down there on the blue.
That's right.
And it was a beautiful thing. And that moment is what set up this moment. And I'm so excited for this moment.
Mike, appreciate you. The biggest game in the history of Boise State football. It's a little over 2 hours away. Enjoy it, guys. You deserve it. You guys have waited a long time to get a seat at the table. Boise State now officially in the quarterfinals of the college football playoff. We appreciate all you guys for watching. I never thank the sponsors. We went 2 hours and 20 minutes straight. So sponsors, I love you. Appreciate you. We'll see you on the post-game show. Go subscribe if you can. BNN 50 deal, $50 for a 1-year subscription to Bronco Nation News. Again, soak this in. Enjoy it. You guys deserve this. Have some beverages, Western Collective Golden Ale, hopefully. And we'll talk to you guys on the post-game show.
And if you're at home right now, you know what to do. Boise!
We'll talk to you later, guys. Enjoy the game and good luck, Broncos.
Bronco Nation News is presented by RowPaint.com, Idaho Central Credit Union, Taco Bell, by Lithia Ford, The Blue and Orange Store, Western Collective, by Jackson's, Snake River Pool and Spa, Transportation Compliance Service, Bauscher Real Estate, Ridley's Family Markets, by Circa Las Vegas, Lean Feast, and by Timberstone Golf Course.